Fans, tonight we have a special first pitch because tonight's first pitch will actually count in the game for either strike or ball. So please welcome the field, World Series champion, the Boston Red Sox, Kevin Millar. Now with the 1-0 count, we're officially ready. So on 3, I need everyone here to yell, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Showtime indeed, Mr. Cole. How about that for Kevin Millar, my former co-worker at MLB Network. Spent a good amount of time working on his show, Intentional Talk. It's always a delight to watch. It was one of my favorites in the college days. Just pure chuckles from 3 to 4 p.m. on a nice weekday afternoon.
Dude, I'm telling you, you couldn't beat coming home from school and watching some Kevin's highlights. Those were the best.
And I was lucky enough to get to edit a handful of those together when we were working together in Secaucus, New Jersey, although Millar was mostly working from Texas. I digress. We've got a banana ball game. Hopefully we'll have Kevin Millar in the booth later on tonight. Josh and I found out of 1-5's presence about 3 minutes before he threw that first pitch that counted for a ball. So the former major leaguers continue to struggle with their first pitches that count. His fellow former Red Sox, Kevin Youkilis and Dustin Pedroia, both failed, and CC Sabathia and Staten Island of my beloved New York Yankees failed in that task as well. 2-2 count here on Reese Hampton. Spent 3 years in the Detroit Tigers minor league system, one more as an Arizona Diamondbacks farmhand, and shoots that one to short. Laser beam, perfectly placed, was Ryan Cox for out number 1.
Yeah, Coxie positioned right. The Bananas had a little bit of a shift on Reese Hampton, but changed it up with Reese getting down 2 strikes there, and a sharp liner at Coxie. You thought he might have to try for a trick play there, but decided to just field the liner and make sure to get that first out and keep Hampton up the base pass, who in his last series in Grayson Stadium batted .500 across 3 games, as Cornette will swing at the first pitch from Donnie and fly out to Danny Hosley, ranging over there in foul ground.
Yeah, hitting .500 will play. I mean, Hampton hitting .382 on the tour to pace all hitters. That will play as well. Cornette hitting .335 and nearly .400 off Jared Donaldson is retired, and those are the big 2 for both the Party Animals and both for Donnie. Now he sets his sights on Tanner Thomas, the 2018 and 19 Collegiate Banana, the right fielder for the Party Animals in his second campaign with the squad. And that one nearly got his keister. As far as the pitches behind players on the tour, I think that was about as close as anybody got to hitting the batter. Tanner Demand's bill is actually set up behind the plate, and Donaldson rewards Mr. Tinder Thomas with a heater at the knees, cut and missed. Make it 2 balls and a strike now. Donaldson, a splitter specialist, also works in 4-seam, 2-seam fastballs, as well as a slider. There's the splitter right there. Deuce is wild. Donaldson looking for a 1-2-3 frame. And we'll get another 2-2 pitch. Vincent Chapman boogieing behind the plate as we get another ball fouled off, this one out of Franklin Field. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Fouled off. We'll do it again.
And this is what makes Tanner Thomas a really tricky batter at times for these Bananas. And we've seen it a lot when he's the donut hitter, of course. Not announced as it tonight, but a guy who can be really stingy with 2 strikes. And here again, he's going to possibly foul off another one as Deeb will watch this trail out of play.
One bouncing off the Zuer deck over there. Zuver? What do you think about that one, Josh?
Read the whole word. I've got to be honest. That's why it's taken me a second here.
I do have a poll blocking some of the letters. Anyway, we've got a payoff pitch. What a battle here, and Tanner Thomas is going to emerge victorious. Danny Hosley flips it to first, but not in time. It will be a single for Mr. Tinder Thomas on a 10-pitch at-bat.
And that's got to feel good for Tanner Thomas, who comes into tonight's contest betting .309 overall on the road. And he's got to be a little happy to be back here in Milwaukee after going just 1 for 12 across his final homestand in Grayson Stadium. And that was a period where he was striking out 25% of the time.
Now Jake Skoll, the left fielder. He's the 15th overall pick. Texas Rangers nabbed him in the 2010 draft. Spent 5 years in their organization, 2 more as New York Yankees minor leaguer, bouncing back and forth between single and AA. Spent 4 years playing football at the University of Georgia after that, and now he's in his 3rd world tour, first with the Party Animals. One of the top 3 hitters on this tour by just about any metric you look at. From in that category with Reese Hampton and Dan Oberst. And Donnie with a pitcher's pitch to get back in the count. This one chopped to the right side. Attacking is Dalton Malden. Jackson Olsen coming in front of him. It's an infield single for Skoll. The Bananas would like this to be challenged. We'll see if the fans do the job for them.
And you can see the fans egging on the fan to challenge.
Looks like the fan wants to hold on to the challenge. Will the Bananas use theirs? Looks like both the Bananas and the fans are going to hold on to their challenge for now. So 2 on and 2 down. And it's a good thing the Nanners didn't challenge it. Bryson Bloomer sawed off behind his back. Jared Donaldson, boy, oh boy. Bloomer was running with the bat, nearly beat it out. That was sloppy, but Donnie will grab his 3rd trick play of the tour and survives the pair of 2-out singles.
Yeah, that was an incredibly risky trick play for Donnie, who at the last second decided, oh, it'd be a good time to pull that out. Bloomer at the last second decides to start to hustle there, but EJ just able to get that foot on the bag and get the Bananas out of a tricky jam.
We get ourselves the world's slowest race here. And it is going to be a 2-baby race. We'll see if either of them start tearing up the turf. So far, we have a stalemate. This is a fascinating one. Well, our babies are confused. Let's get a quick peek at the Party Animals' defensive alignment this evening. From left to right in the outfield, it is Skoll, Hampton, and Thomas. We already have seen them all hit. Same goes for Bryson Bloomer at 3rd. Short to first gives you Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan. Joe Ladle behind the dish, and Drew Gillespie on the bump.
And it's Dustin Baber still hungry to try and get to triple digits. 5 games left. It remains to see whether he'll be able to do it, but the Party Animals able to match the Bananas with 5 trick plays in their last game. Bryson Bloomer got in on the action as well, and we can't forget about Chase Acuff, who has been very good in the trick play department and actually finished up going perfect. 16 for 16 in trick play attempts in Grayson Stadium this season.
Really incredible stuff. Both of our babies still have not moved. Okay, now we have some action. Let's check in on them. Well, first you'll get a glance at Drew Gillespie getting loose on the bump. There we go. A bear crawl type of technique for a second, but as the crowd thrilled by our slightly crawling baby, it continues to be more intrigued by its surroundings, and we're going to call it a winner for taking a couple steps. Heck of a job. Now let's get a gander at Drew before this bottom of the first inning kicks off. He's making only his second start of the tour. That was after 14 relief appearances, and he has been nothing but superb in his young banana ball career.
Yeah, and Drew has allowed opponents to bat just 200 against him on the season. Had a complete game victory in his last start, pitching 8 credited innings, only 4 hits allowed, and 1 run that was not earned. Only 1 sprint as well, 5 strikeouts, and he had 14 groundouts in that game and tossed a Maddox. Only 97 pitches needed for him to get through the contest, averaging 2 minutes and 56 seconds per inning. Only the second time in banana ball history we've seen a start that averaged 3 minutes or less.
It's a truly astounding stat as DR Meadows gets off the schneid. Tough to keep the doctor down for long. Went 0 for 4 in 2 of the 3 games against the Party Animals in Grayson Stadium last weekend. But he is superb in the first inning, hitting .346 overall on the tour, and so often he starts the Nanners off with a base runner.
Well, he comes into tonight batting .405 in the first inning this season, and DR, of course, became the first banana to 80 hits on the tour. Now he has sole possession of the team lead with 81.
Gillespie drops down to sidearm there. He will goof around with the way he delivers the baseball. Primarily throws 3/4, but we'll go straight over the top and drop down like you saw in the first fastball to Michael Deeb there. Reggie Horton trying to inspire a rally. The Bananas just need 1 run to win this first inning. And they have not let in points against the Party Animals since Friday night in Des Moines. That was 2 weeks ago to the day. Michael Deeb, the left fielder, in the 2 spot as Kevin Millar joins Tyler Gillum out to slap some signs down. That ball deflected by Gillespie. Chase Acuff still able to complete the double play. Heck of an adjustment on the twin killing.
Credit Drew Gillespie for getting glove on the ball, and first instinct was you think that that ball is going to be unplayable, but continue to roll on the turf. Chase Acuff made an excellent adjustment, got the foot on the bag, and did not rush himself at all to fire and get Michael Deeb for a big first inning double play for these Party Animals. And on the 3-1 count, to be honest, it was surprising that DR Meadows was not off and running on that pitch.
I'm surprised by that as well. That heater gets to the top of the zone to Dan Oberst, who has to look out for 4-seam, 2-seam cut fastballs. A changeup and curve as this one backhanded by Acuff. He bounces it off the turf just in time. Sparkling defensive performance by the Party Animal shortstop. And thanks to the double play, Gillespie faces the minimum and holds serve here in the first.
And once again, you're seeing more of the same from Drew Gillespie. We talked about that last start, averaging under 3 minutes. This first inning, 2 minutes and 39 seconds for Drew.
Well, let's see why Brett Helton was the showman of the night on Monday evening.
That's right, Brett Helton was absolutely phenomenal. 2 straight games with showmans for him, and we pick it up in the first inning. DR Meadows skying this one out on the first pitch. Tanner Thomas coming away with the catch. Then Brett Helton coming off the mound and making a nice play to retire Dan Oberst. Great reaction time and a nice stretch from Clay Camp. And Deeb with the drive out to right again. Tanner on the run will cap off a 1 minute and 18-second inning for Brett Helton in the first. And Jake Lialios likes what he sees. So does Tucker Perry. Now in the second, it's EJ swinging through a Brett Helton breaking ball. And now Dalton Malden up in the third. Can Brett Helton get him to go down with the punch out? Yes, he can. And how about this? The hair began to come off the head of Brett Helton in this contest, but he decided to boogie while Josh Zalewski's getting his mustache shaved at the same time, and Bryson Bloomer is making a nice defensive snag over there at third base. Now in the 8th, it is Helton once again working quickly, getting Ryan Cox on a ground out, Vinny DeRubius will strike out on 3 pitches as Lytle would roll that one up to play camp for a trick play. And Acuff snagging a liner. Another 1 minute and 18-second inning for Brett Helton. This guy is unreal. And then in the 9th, Dakota McFadden, the winning run at the plate, a fly ball out to deep left, and they were able to make the snag and win the ball game.
Start on the offense. Number 8, that's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay the pitch.
Well, the NFL kicked off last night with the Chiefs taking on the Lions. And Vincent Chapman clearly in the football state of mind. He hightails it back behind home plate. Bill Leroy, 5 yards back, will set up once again. Jackson Olsen was the man who left the line too quick. And we'll get another stat. No false start here. Jared Donaldson looking for a receiver, firing home, and that ball sprayed to left. Michael D will grab it for out number 1. Good piece of lumber from Joe Lytle, but the Nanners had a man there.
And that's just good offensive line play by the Bananas as well, not going for the false start once again. And boy, you talk about good positioning from Michael Deeb. That's what you like to see out of a former linebacker out there on the mound. That's really a 5-tool player.
Correct. Deeb spent 4 years playing football at Notre Dame, and he was positioned perfectly. As you mentioned, he was a middle linebacker for most of his time with the Fighting Irish. He was ready to clean up anything that happened sneaking through the line of scrimmage. I'm confused who's on offense and who's on defense in this scenario, but we'll move past it. 0-2 count to Jason Swan now. Swanee, the first baseman. He drags that one deep out to left. Michael Deeb chasing it and watches it sail off the wall. It's confusing where that one ended up. The party animals were reacting like it was a home run. But Randy Voss, third base umpire, got a good look of it, said that it didn't leave the park. So instead, it's going to be the 10th two-bagger of the tour for Swanee.
Yeah, and a really good drive off the bat of Jason Swan, who continues to swing the bat so well for the Party Animals. That moves his hit streak up to 7 games now, and he's got 6 runs batted in that span. So really productive stuff out of the middle of this order as we get a look at it here on the replay.
Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that one over the bottom wall, but it ends up clinging off the fence above it. It's interesting. I actually didn't get a ground rule walkthrough with anyone from the Milkmen beforehand today, but clearly the umpires say that is in play. So Swan on second with 1 out for Sam Claykamp, the extra hitter in his 3rd World Tour, second with the Party Animals. 2018 Collegiate Banana serves that one up the middle, backhanded by Malden, who will take his time. There's a P to first, and Swanee now 90 feet from scoring with 2 down.
And that was another good job by this Bananas defense, being in good position. Malden sometimes gets docked for his range a little bit, but was able to move over to his right there, make the play, and a good throw on to first. Now it's up to Donnie to attack Faber here and try and get out of this jam in the 2nd.
Saw quick work from Drew Gillespie in the bottom of the 1st. The Party Animals made Donaldson work a whole lot in the top half of the inning. They fouled 5 balls off. All 5 foul balls came with 2-2 counts. Now Dustin Baber trying to push home the first run for either side. And he's ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Party Animals second baseman on his first tour. Skies that one in the infield. Bill Leroy taking control and will make the snag, just barely in foul territory. Donaldson able to strand Swan in scoring position. He's now left 2 Party Animals out on second base tonight and continues to hold strong. Nanners can gain the first point of the evening with just 1 run in the 2nd as you get another look at the ball smacked to left that made it over that bottom wall but clings off the fence behind it.
Yeah, just a really tricky situation overall, but regardless, we are now through the inning, and that's just the call that is going to stand in this ball game.
And I would say that is how it will be called the rest of the night as well. Special treat here. How about this? Party Animals head coach in his third world tour, Mike Visits, joining us here on the broadcast. How you living, Vava?
I'm doing great, Mika. How you doing? You guys can hear me good up there?
Oh, we got you so good.
Wonderful.
How are you liking Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
I'll tell you what. I'm from Florida, so this is like winter to me right now. I'm freezing, but it's a nice break from the humidity. You were up there. I was up there. I seen that.
Vava, at 32 years old now, I heard when you were 31, you saw snow for the first time in your life. How is that true?
You know what? I've lived in Florida, born and raised, and I just never had the chance, you know? and last year, my girlfriend was like, hey, you have to see snow eventually. So I'm like, we made a trip to Colorado. We got in super late, and the first thing I seen was just this big ice patch, and I was like, I'm just jumping in it. And I'll tell you what, it was a great experience. I don't know if I'd ever want to live anywhere where it snows, but it was definitely good for the weekend.
Well, we'll keep your Wisconsin and Milwaukee visits to September at the latest in the year. Let's not fool around with October. Okay, it's going to be 4, 5, 6 for the Nanners. Jackson Olsen, Eric Jones Jr., and Ryan Cox all due to swing it. And Baba, on this 4-game winning streak, where in each of these 4 games, you've been 1 loss away from losing the season series against the Bananas. Your starting pitchers have thrown 4 straight complete games. How insane has this been for you?
It's just been nuts just to see how it unfolds every game. We kind of had a backer against the walls there, and it kind of gave us a little bit of drive, I think, to just perform better. And I mean, what we've been getting out of our starting pitching is absolutely insane. I mean, just we had 1 complete game, 2 complete games. I'm like, no way we can do this a 3rd one, and then we just keep rolling. So it's just a lot of good pitches. Joe has been calling great games back there. So it's been nice to see, and the bullpen does get a nice break, which is great.
Baba, we've been crediting the starting pitchers quite a bit for the Party Animals, but in this same span, you guys being able to turn way more trick plays than the Bananas in this span. I mean, just talk about the defense. While your pitchers are doing so well, you've got these guys who are still consistently ripping trick plays night in and night out.
Absolutely. Well, I think the one key with us is we pick our poison when it comes to when we're doing trick plays. Like we make sure it's not in a situation where it's going to affect us, which we've done that in the past, don't get me wrong. But it's been nice. They're really picking the right time to use it through the game. And I mean, just watching, our middle infield and even Bloomer over at third take, ground balls and their trick plays. It's just absurd how smooth these guys are getting with them. It's almost better than routine now. So I think it's just all the practice is paying off and timely tricks when it's not going to affect the game too terribly.
Drew Gillespie with a well-executed 2-2 heater there. He strikes out Jackson Olsen now. Sets his sights on the tour leader in long balls. Eric Jones Jr. has left the park 12 times here in 2023. And another fastball for a strike here from Gillespie. Can you talk about Drew, because he only joined up a couple months ago as he puts that front door bender in there for strike 2. But 14 appearances out of the bullpen, had a sub-3 ERA, was excellent. And then you give him a start a week ago, and he goes the distance in an incredible complete game.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you what, Drew, since he's got here, has been electric. And it's funny because, you'll get someone mid-season, and that's any type of play, and you don't know how they're going to mesh with the team. And it honestly feels like Drew's been here the whole season. Just great with the guys, just a great teammate. And, I mean, he can pitch well. He works fast. He's funky, got different arm slots. So he's been a huge blessing for us, first out of the bullpen. And now, I mean, Garrett got hurt minutes before the game, and I went up to Drew. I said, hey, how you feel? He's like, am I starting? I'm like, yeah, you're starting. So, I mean, he's just been nothing but electric for us.
Trick play there from Dustin Baber, his 84th in 90 tries to pace your squad.
So close. I know he's trying to get the 100 before the season ends, but we're like, I don't know if we'll make it. I'm like, everyone needs to hit ground balls to Baber.
Yeah, we got to pick the pace up, as this one will not be a ground ball to Baber. Instead, Bryson Bloomer on the pop fly will grab it. And Gillespie has faced the minimum through 3 innings. Well, Mike Visits, we wish you the best of luck, my dear friend. You have won 4 straight. You need to win 5 more in a row to win the tour. 5
more. Hey, we're going to do it, man. And I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for everything.
Vava, you're a superstar. Peace, my dear friend.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Mike.
There goes Mike Visits, one of the nicest humans on either side of the Mississippi. Our Sunshine State kid finally getting to experience Milwaukee in early September, and it's freezing cold for him. This is a perfect day. Let's throw it down to Maceo Harrison, our Georgia boy, as he's got 4 Bananas players, and they are boogieing us into the 3rd inning. Incredible work for Maceo and the fellas as we send this thing into the top of the 3rd. Pitchers duel early on. Jared Donaldson and Drew Gillespie have traded zeros, and now Donnie sets his sights on Chase Acuff, and behind him Hampton and Cornett due to swing it at the top of the order.
And we're only 2 innings into the ball game, but this is what you want to see in an early pitcher's duel is fast innings, and we've gotten that. Jared Donaldson, a 2-minute and 31 minute sprinting mark in the 2nd, and both of Gillespie's have been sub-3 as well.
Chase Acuff, our donut hitter tonight. This one popped towards foul territory. It's going to land in the Party Animals bullpen. This is the 2nd time Acuff has been the donut hitter in the past couple of weeks, and I just think it is a very ill-advised pick. He only has 19 strikeouts on the tour compared to 18 ball 4 sprints. He has a 1-1 count on him there as Vincent Chapman notes that he had that one outside. Furthermore, this is not a new thing for Chase Acuff, a lack of strikeouts. He was literally the hardest man to strike out in all of Division II baseball in 2018 when he was at Eckerd. He got a plaque and everything. This is a legitimate award. And he's not going to be struck out here. It won't be positive for the Animals, though. Malden will grab the pop-up in shallow right for out number 1.
And he might be the guy leading all the Party Animals in foul balls with 2 strikes. This is a guy who is not afraid to shorten up his swing and just be able to put that ball in play again. He knows that even balls in play can be productive outs, especially when there are guys in front of him in the order on base.
I mean, Acuff is striking out at an 8.3% clip. Only the on-deck hitter, Dalton Cornett, is striking out at a lower rate. Now Donaldson, with a 1-0 count on Reese Hampton, is going to bring his middle infielders and center fielder in for a choreographed boogie. A whole lot going on here. Donnie crossing the legs, 360. The pitch is a fastball high. And 2 balls and no strikes as Cox, Malden, and Meadows all retreat back to their normal positions.
We've got number 6, Reese Hampton, in the box looking for 6 more hits on his season to reach triple digits, be the first man in World Tour history to 100. It's something that has been on his mind for sure, and we'll see if he's hacking away here on a 3-0 count. Instead, he will take the pitch from Donaldson across the heart of the plate for a strike.
And Reese has just been so much better than the next best hitter on this tour. He's in a hitter's count. He lined out to short his first time, and that is a pitcher's pitch on 3-1. 2-seam fastball with an insane amount of bite to it. Ended up outside the zone. Payoff now. And it's fouled straight back as Donnie attacks him with the fastball.
Well, when you look at Reese's OPS plus, you get a 166 OPS plus, and of course, 100 always league average. So Reese, 66% better than the tour average hitter, and next highest OPS plus is a 146. It just speaks to how valuable Reese has been, as he's going to draw the ball for a sprint, but hold up at first base, although he took a very aggressive turn.
That bat from Hampton. Jake Skoll and Dan Oberst tied for 2nd on the tour in OPS plus with that 146 mark. Hampton 20% better than them. That's the 2nd and 3rd best hitter on the tour. Pretty wild stuff. No reason to risk trying to get 2 bases on the sprint when the Nanners have such excellent sprint defense, and Hampton pacing the Party Animals with 22 steals in 27 tries. Donnie will check on him. He's back standing.
And if you're just looking for one more absolutely bonkers Reese Hampton stat, 39 extra base hits on the season for Reese Hampton. The same number of total groundouts he has had on the season. He's as likely to get an extra base hit as he is to ground out in a banana ball game.
It's mind-boggling. There's no other words for it. This one, a hot shot, is going to make it through the right side of the infield. Hampton is going to go first to third. Excellent throw from Hosley. Now Cornett trying to follow him to second. He's out. Reggie Higgins hustling over to make the call. And an excellent play by Jackson Olsen to wheel and deal to second base, and the Party Animals are going to challenge. So first time we get to throw on the Riedel headsets in the booth. This is a very consequential call made. Hampton currently at third with 2 outs. Well, let's get a look at it from our folks in the control room an hour in the future. Back in Savannah, the throw from Jackson Olsen. That one went far too fast for us to tell anything. But if we could get that same shot slowed down, we might be cooking with gas. This shot could give us something too. Oh.
I don't think we're going to need to see it from the original angle. The first angle we had, I believe. I don't think we're going to get it from this one.
We'll take a peek just in case. I'm frozen as well. I never saw anything. Okay, back to this shot. It's once again too quick. Okay. Oh! All right. You can't see the hands.
And that's my problem. We're not going to have a replay angle to overturn this call. It's going to have to stand here. But it's not inconclusive evidence, Zach. We can't do that without unless we have confirmed evidence. It's inconclusive.
This is the shot. This is the shot. Oh, he's safe. I think he's safe. Come back for us. Oh boy. He's safe. He's clearly safe. Clearly safe. Okay, thank goodness we finally got to the perfect angle that showed that Dalton Cornett was safe by a good amount there. It wasn't even that close. Holy moly. That was the sweatiest replay we've had since the Dan Oberst home run in Rancho Cucamonga. But we got the call right, and that's the important part. It'll be a single for Cornett. He scampers up to second on the throw to third from Hosley.
And from those original angles we were getting, it did appear for me that Dalton Cornett was in fact safe, but the only reason I was saying we could not overturn that call to begin with was because we did not have the replay angle to prove such a thing.
Correct. If you can't see his hands hitting the base, it looks like he's safe, but you don't know anything. Now Donaldson throwing some warm-up pitches to get back in it, as that was a lengthier replay than we would like to have. But luckily, to fill the void, Tanner Thomas with a specialty walk-up. Shout out Grease.
Bika, what?
Thought they were doing nothing. You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
This is Elvis Presley.
Is it not in Grease?
I don't think so.
You sure?
I think Grease is all original songs. If memory serves.
So you got Beauty School Dropout. Of course, you're the one that I want. Honey.
That was good.
All right, maybe it's just an Elvis song. 1-1 count coming to Tanner Thomas. Make it 1-2. Hampton off of third. Cornett off of second after the out call made by Reggie Liggins was overturned. Tough call to make. He was trying to sprint after Cornett, who was sliding into the bag before Liggins could get into proper position. And once again, Tanner Thomas, who had a 10-pitch at bat his first time, before looping a single into right, as that foul ball literally went into the concession stand. That's pinpoint accuracy from Mr. Tinder Thomas. He's grinding out another great at-bat here.
Yeah, and you're seeing the Bananas infield moving in with Tanner Thomas up at the plate. And what you're liking to see from Jared Donaldson is that he was able to get ahead from Thomas 1-2 as this one is chopped up the middle. And Cox 360 will throw home and gun out Reese Hampton going for the plate. What an incredible play, and you saw the Party Animals won their challenge. Will they try another here in the third?
Reese Hampton looks like he knew he was out. It was a really surprising decision from the glove magician to fire home, and then it was a laser beam throw. Hampton actually got a bad jump. I think he thought that Ryan Cox was playing in on the grass, didn't realize he was halfway. Kind of wanted to see the ball get past Jared Donaldson on the mound. Then Reese took off, and it took a perfect play from Coxie to nail the speedy center fielder for the Party Animals. So Tanner Thomas reaches on the 6-2 fielder's choice, and then steals his 22nd base in 24 tries on the tour. He now ties Reese Hampton for the team lead. This one bounced towards first. Eric Jones Jr. is going to take it to the bag himself. And the Party Animals have stranded 4 runners in scoring position across 3 innings. Jared Donaldson still remains unscathed.
Yeah, that was just an overall pretty wacky inning, but credit to Jared Donaldson. We've seen this quite a few times on the tour. Sometimes he has these really great starts, and it's all because he is able to strand Party Animals when they've got runners in scoring position. We're seeing more of that through the first 3 frames for Donnie tonight.
And now we get a brand new promotion. It is the Ladies' Night Race. Mr. Young Professor, what's going on?
Drag them to third, where they switch, and Mom and the 2 kids have to drag the dads all the way home. The winner will be the winner of our family drag race. Dads, are we ready? Banana Land, are you ready? Then let's start our engines in 3, 2, 1, go! There they go. Dads are off. The Outline family in the lead. Brian's got to put that down. All right, kids got Boss family in the lead, and those boys are hanging on for dear life. Kid number 2, it gets interesting here, and it gets heavier as they drag. This is neck and neck. It's gonna be close. And now here comes Mom. Dads have to get on, and the whole family has to drag Dad home. Here we go. They're heavy. And here comes our first family. Oh, wait. Oh, the Moss family's in the lead, but the Outline family's coming up. It's going to be close. Here is your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the Moss family, the drag race winners.
Yeah, that's a winner for me. A brand new promotion, and one I would like to see again across these last 4 games after tonight.
That's what I want to do with you and Kyle. I'll say it.
I'm happy you did, and another thing that I'm happy was said is my stepfather Brad texting me that Hound Dog by Sha Na Na was in Greece. So it wasn't Elvis's Hound Dog, but Sha Na Na, whoever that person is. So we'll both take wins on that one. It's going to be 7-8-9 for the Bananas. 1-1 count on Dakota McFadden. Drew Gillespie back out on the bump. Bill Leroy on deck. Danny Hosley in the hole. That one fouled at the dish. You see such good movement on all of Gillespie's pitches, which is a common theme for these Party Animals who have pulled off these 4 straight complete games. Gillespie and Helton. They both throw 2-seam, 4-seam, and cut fastball. So the heater could be going straight, or it could be cutting in or biting away. And then the changeup will bite back down and in on righties, down and away from lefties. And then you saw the curveball right there, which of course will bite down and away from righties into lefties.
And not only do you get killer breaking stuff from Drew Gillespie, but you get a guy who is messing with batters' timing up there on the plate as Dakota McFadden lines this one down the left field line. And they are going to rule this one a foul ball off the bat of McFadden.
Boy, that would have been a heck of a blast to get D-Mac off the schneid. Noah Bridges thinks it was fair. Of course, so did the entire Bananas dugout, but Randy Voss, who was running down the left field foul line and was probably within 100, 150 feet of the pole, had the best look in the ballpark, and he's the man who ruled it foul. Vincent Chapman confirming the call.
And that's pretty brutal because you saw Dakota McFadden kind of with a little bit of a bat flip upon hitting that ball, and the right call is made by Randy Voss as we get it on a replay angle, and now the next pitch from Gillespie will just miss according to Vincent Chapman.
Yeah, that was clearly the right call. Heck of a replay, heck of a call by Mr. Voss. So the battle continues, and D-Mac able to foul off a two-seam heater that came back for the strike zone. Bananas designated hitter in his third World Tour. And he cuts and misses. There's the devastating curveball. Gets Gillespie's second K of the evening.
And that's what makes that be a little heartbreaking for Dakota McFadden as it ends in the strikeout. This is a guy definitely on a little bit of a skid for the Bananas, was 0 for 9 in his final homestand of the season, and just continues to really struggle to see the ball at the plate right now.
Bill Leroy coming up to the dish. A little change of tune here. No, not change of tune here. We're going to keep the stroke by Billy Squire going. Thought Bill might have a surprise for us. I would wager that comes in his next step back. Bill out of Dublin, Georgia, in his 6th campaign as a nanner, 4 of them for the college team. This is year 2 as a pro. 2021 Coastal Plain League and Breakfast Bowl champion. That is a sword for him. Gillespie did strike him out last Friday night, which is a pretty rare sight for Bill. He is up to 19 Ks now on the tour, but that's compared to 21 ball four sprints earned. And Bill has the 3rd lowest strikeout percentage on either side, only 8.3%.
And what's pretty wild is that Bill, across the last homestand of the season in Grayson Stadium, struck out in 1/4 of his total plate appearances. But here you're going to see one of the things that he does best is he's able to draw the ball four sprint and will hold up at first base as the Party Animals execute some pretty good sprint defense.
Drew Gillespie furious with himself that he wasn't able to find the zone there on 3-2. Also not happy with Vincent Chapman on the 2-2 call. He thought he had Bill Leroy struck out once again. Instead, Leroy will be pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell, the fastest man in Banana Ball, inserted onto the base pads, the Nanners' automatic runner, who is leading all base runners on the tour with 71 steals in 77 tries. And now Danny Hosley, the tour leader in walk-offs with 27 inning enders, chops this one to third. Bloomer will make the sure out at first, as Jason Swan does a heck of a job on an in-betweener. Not an easy scoop at all, and not an easy one-hopper. That was a tough play he made look pretty easy for out number 2.
Yeah, it was really good work by Jason Swan, and Bryson Bloomer making the smart decision, knowing Malachi, an incredibly speedy runner, just decides to go to first base there and nail Hosley, and just trust that Drew Gillespie will be able to get Dalton Malden, who is being delivered up to home plate here.
It looked like Vinny DeRubius and Michael Deeb both carrying him, and Deeb still just creeping away from the batter's box. I think he has a phone on his head attached by a headband. It'll be a fascinating piece of content. Yep, Yvonne Trezak, our director of creative content, pulls the phone out of the headband and now gets the headband gifted to him by Michael Deeb once again. Deeb in the hole, so he will scamper to try and find a bat and helmet with his batting gloves as well. Flash the Kid is going to grab third base on the wild pitch. And the inning-winning run, 90 feet away. Dalton Malden, the second baseman, in his 2nd World Tour, 2021 Breakfast Bowl champion in what was his maiden debut in Banana Land. Ahead 2 balls and a strike now.
And Malden still batting below the Mendoza line on the season for the Bananas, but a .258 batting average with runners in scoring position, and has also drawn a sprint with runners in scoring position. As this 2-1 pitch sails on the outside part of the plate, it's Malden who can't hold up on a swing as it's now a 2-2 count.
Cut and miss, the curveball. Gets strikeout number 3 for Gillespie. And he is able to weather the storm. Strands Malachi Mitchell on third base. And still goose eggs for each side as we head to the 4th inning. The Banana Band blasting away below us here in the stands here at Franklin Field. Very new ballpark, built in 2019 for the Milwaukee Milkmen of the American Association. And as the Banana Band blasts away, we are blessed to be joined in the broadcast booth by the ace of the Savannah Bananas, Mr. Cowboy Kyle Lewis.
Hey, 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 hey. How we doing up here, boys?
Is that an impersonation?
That was just kind of, you know, something I thought about. It just kind of came to me. You guys get in here
Is that going to be like your trademark, your staple on the broadcast?
That one's probably not going to stick with me. I didn't feel that good about it. I think that I can do a lot better than that. You guys get a little bit closer.
Oh,
It's really,
thanks, buddy.
it's
Okay.
really cold down there.
Yeah, you don't.
And I didn't bring, you know, I didn't really pack appropriately. I've never been to Wisconsin before. I didn't know it was going to be this chilly. And yeah, I could use some body warmth right about now.
What are your initial thoughts on this fair state?
It rocks. I mean, I'm excited to see your PowerPoint. Eventually, I'm sure it's coming, and I'm excited to see, you know, the pros and the cons. Most of the cons and pros I don't know about until I see your PowerPoint. But right now, I mean, it rocks. I love turf fields. I love staying right next to the field. And I've heard they got some pretty good food and drinks here that I'm excited about. So.
All right, that's a good tease because we are going to try cheese curds.
I love cheese.
Yeah, we're
I
going to try
love fried things. That's just fried cheese, right?
Well, I think it depends on the curd because I had thought it was, but then we got gifted cheese curds by some amazing Bananas fans who have watched a whole lot of our broadcast here. That was Jamie and Sean Croak.
Some curds aren't fried?
These were not fried. Correct.
Interesting.
So maybe we'll try some of each variety on the broadcast here in the near future. I would say cheese curds probably coming in the middle of the 5th inning. I was going to try and prophesize such a thing. Now Vincent Chapman calling time, dusts off home plate, even though we're on a turf field. And we'll take the opportunity, the stoppage of play, to dance as only Vincent Chapman can dance.
You know, I've got a lot of experience on turf fields in my day because those beads can really pile up on that plate. That's really the last thing that you want. So I appreciate Vincent calling time there to take the precaution to remove those beads off the plate.
Kyle, we've seen umpire Vincent. Tonight we saw referee Vincent. How do you feel his assessment was of the Bananas penalty on the field?
I mean, I think it was the right call. Jackson was definitely offsides. We've been preaching to him a lot, you know, in the locker room that he's got to be on time with the snap count. And with football back and better than ever, I think it was, you know, the right time to pull it out. But it's upsetting to see Jackson continue to make the same error. That's what I'm more focused on rather than Vincent making what I believe was the right call there.
5-6-7 for the Party Animals. Bryson Bloomer watches the splitter drift below the knees. 2-2 now. And make it 3-2.
Are you guys struggling up here with this beam?
It's in a absolutely horrific place.
I didn't know if y'all's height, I'm not saying I'm that much taller than you guys, but I mean, it could be in a worse spot.
Big cut and a miss. 3-2 splitter in the zone. Bloomer can't make contact, and Donaldson has his first punch out of the night. So Bloomer 0 for 2. Now Joe Lytle, who flew out to left his first time on the 3-2-2 pitch. Little mullet shake. Bill Leroy, your partner in crime for the past 7+ years. First 4.5 of them when you guys were playing on a turf field at the University of North Georgia down in Dahlonega.
That's a fact.
And of course now year 6 as Bananas together, which primarily has been played on grass, although we've gotten some turf. Charleston, West Virginia to play the Dirty Birds. Of course, Jackie Robinson Ballpark, the oldest minor league baseball stadium still in operation.
Something I'll never forget, because that was asked to me in a trivia question that
Correct.
I did not know the answer to.
Joe Lytle is going to spray another one out to left, and Michael Deeb, for the second time tonight, will retire the Party Animals backstop.
With that, we're off to, you know, yet another pitcher's duel. It's good to see Donnie getting out of the gate and really throwing well early in this game, because that's really been the name of the game as of late on the tour on the Party Animal side, is because that pitching's just been phenomenal. And Drew Gillespie stepping up in a bit of a spot start when I think he was definitely planned to start tomorrow, but
Fact.
a little bit unfortunate pregame stuff. Garrett Delano was out stretching on the field and twisted his ankle pretty good, so I'm hoping everything's all right with him down there.
Yeah, he's going to get x-rays to make sure that it's nothing more than a twisted ankle, as that one gets the bottom of the zone. Jason Swan would disagree. He doubled off the top of the left field wall his first time, which was a fascinating one. I'd love to understand your vantage point and understanding of it, because it was over the wall, but then it bounced off of the fence on top of the wall.
I didn't see it at all.
Okay, awesome.
I was seated in the dugout, getting the game balls ready with Toy, because you got to hold that guy accountable.
Yes.
Or else he'll forget that he's running game balls. And there was a large group of my teammates standing right in front of me, and I couldn't see over them.
Well, thanks for that analysis, pal. Really helpful. That one sprayed to second, and between the legs, it's going to be Matt Wolf who throws the attempted trick play wild. Wolfie, a defensive substitution here. Josh and I were goofing around with him on the Party Plaza pregame, entertaining the folks, and I think we may have taken all the good trick plays out of his book, because that's a rare miss for our rodeo clown.
Can you do such a thing as a pre-game broadcaster's jinx? Because I think that's what I did when I was talking about the number of trick plays Matt Wolf has had on the year, and he was fully aware that tonight he could get into double digits as Sam Claycamp sprays this out to right field, and Danny Hosley comes in and makes a phenomenal inning-ending catch.
Slap a star next to it in your scorebook at home.
He is just built different, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a fact. Swanee gets 2 bases on only the 3rd trick play in 12 attempts on the tour from Matt Wolf that was missed. And Claycamp gets great lumber on a ball. But Kyle, your Nanners have a man there.
Love to see it. Just continue to love to see him excel anywhere we put him on the field. Love to watch him pitch, especially if it's in the 9th and we've got a lead, which I'm hoping to see a little bit more of in Wisconsin.
How about another feather in Donnie's cap? He has stranded 5 party animals in scoring position throughout 4 innings.
Yeah, he's been throwing great. I mean, that play to get Reese at home that Cox made up the middle, twisting, was, you know, one of the better plays I've seen in a long time. And
yes,
he just continues to do that. Over this last couple stretches, past couple weeks, he's made, you know, whether it's a trick play or just a really, really good baseball play. He's
like that one. Correct. Yeah, that was mind-boggling.
Mind-melting, some would say.
I would say that.
My mind is melted.
I thought it was sexy.
That's good, Josh.
It really was.
It's a sexy, mind-melting play.
Correct. Josh and I were flabbergasted up here in the booth. I didn't think there was a shot in the world to get Hampton, so he clearly would have gone to first.
Yes, I mean, it's the fastest player on either side on the tour with a pretty good break and a ball taking you away from home plate, but you change your momentum with the 360. Fired on home, why not?
You think Reese Lightning is faster than Flash the Kid?
I think in certain aspects. I think, like, home to first, probably. Like, out of the box, I think he beats him out of the box.
Right.
And then around the bases, I think he beats him. But like a straight up 40 or a 60, I think Malachi's got it.
So Reese has a little more baseball speed.
I think so, yes. He's going to cut the corners pretty tight. That could be, I mean, it could be wrong. Maybe
that
we
plays.
need to get, maybe Reese needs to attempt to outdash the Flash one.
That would be very intriguing.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Either that, it's either Reese or it's you.
Or
So,
me,
yeah.
I've got outdash the
Yeah,
Flash.
I mean, why not? Yvonne did it.
That's very true. I don't know if I can live up to the high standard Yvonne has set.
You got to hold yourself at a higher standard first.
Top of the order for the Nanners here in the bottom of the 4th. Meadows, Deeb, and Oberst due to swing it, although if either of the first two leave the ballpark, the next two, or Deeb at the end of the train here, will not get a chance to swing it. Meadows singled up the middle his first time and then was taken off the base paths on the bizarre 1-6-3 double play on a bouncer back to Gillespie that was deflected off his glove, and then Acuff did the rest of the dirty work.
Yeah, that was a tough one, and it seems like, you know, as of late, especially the last stretch that we played at Grayson, I mean, the Banana Boys, we're putting some barrels on balls, but they're finding gloves, or, you know, it's an unfortunate event like a redirect there.
Bouncer to Acuff, who has no time to do anything tricky with the very speedy DR Meadows hustling down the line. But Gillespie continues to throw the outs. He's only faced one man over the minimum. Meadows the only banana to notch a hit off of him. And then Bill Leroy, the only other banana to reach when he got the one-out sprint an inning ago.
And it's this DR Meadows puzzle that is the reason the party animals have found a lot of success. Vico, you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. It's DR who's failed to reach base safely in 2 of his last 3 games. And specifically for Gillespie, it's Meadows batting just .200 against him on the season. When these party animals can keep him off the base pass, they're keeping the bananas from starting some inning rallies.
We have motion lights up here in the broadcast booth.
That scared me.
They turn off just about every inning. Deeb with another barrel, but it's going to be bounced straight back to Gillespie, who bounces the ball to first, and he has his first trick play of the tour.
And that's great banana ball feel from Drew Gillespie, and knowing he's playing on turf probably helped him in deciding to make that trick play, as you see a nice little ricochet, more than you get on normal grass. So Gillespie finally gets here in the trick play department in September.
Yeah, love to see that. I'm going to go ahead and announce it now. Any and all comebackers that come to me tomorrow, I will be bouncing all of them.
And you are slated to start the 1 p.m. game.
I am.
In the first doubleheader, and the only doubleheader of the tour.
Yeah, it'll be a interesting test here. I definitely understand the reasoning behind it. I think it's going to be good. It's a really good chance for us to grow and ultimately set up plans for the future whenever we may need it. It'll definitely be a long day, but a long day spent at the baseball field is better than a long day anywhere else.
Couldn't agree more.
You can slap that on a Instagram story if you'd like, Steve.
2-2.
Feel pretty good about that quote.
Is swung on and missed. Lytle can't handle it, but he will throw it down to first to finish up the strikeout. 4th of the evening for Gillespie, who continues to slice and dice. It's his second 1-2-3 frame of the night, and he does it to the top 3 in the Nanners order. Let's toss it down to Emily Cole as we shout out our Bananas Foster family of the night.
And since then, we have learned a lot about the foster care world, including the fact that there are over 400,000 kids across the country without a permanent home. So we started a 501c3 dedicated to celebrating those who are already making a difference in the foster care community while educating and inspiring others to get involved. That nonprofit's name is Bananas Foster. And tonight we have the honor of celebrating the Jones family. Danisha and Lavelle have been foster parents for 2 years, and they are currently parenting 4 children under the age of 4. This family is such a great example of keeping siblings together, because often, as soon as you're brought into care, you're separated from your siblings. They're also huge advocates of continuing a relationship with the birth family and letting them know about all of life's milestones. This family has already welcomed 11 children into their home, and I know that they will continue to make a difference right here in this community. So fans, please stand and help us honor and celebrate this amazing family for all that they're doing for kids and families.
A major shout out to the Jones family, one of our favorite moments wherever Banana Land is. He's getting to honor and celebrate the superheroes in the foster care world. He adopted, taking care of over 11 children over the past few years. A group hug.
You guys want a group hug?
Is in order. Yes, let's group hug up there as well. That's nice.
Everything God. Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
as close as you can get.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that.
You don't know how many more opportunities we're gonna have to do this, you know.
Well, we'll only have 4 more opportunities to do this after tonight.
Well, I hope, you know, outside of work we could do this sometime. If you guys wanted to meet up somewhere and hug,
We could do that.
then we could go our separate ways. It doesn't matter. It's really sweet. People over that lady looks like she's about to cry.
Yeah, it's really
So
kind.
nice.
Thank you, Cowboy Kyle.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Wow, just feel like got
new man.
energy
Yeah, I'm a new
bursting
man.
out of my body.
Yeah, it's got to go somewhere.
You kidding me? We've got a heck of a ball game on hand as well. Jared Donaldson and Drew Gillespie are exchanging zeros. Donaldson just picked up his first strikeout of the night in the 4th. He stranded Tanner Thomas on second in the 1st inning, as well as Jake Skoll on first. Then he stranded Jason Swan on 3rd in the 2nd inning. He stranded Dalton Cornett and Tanner Thomas at 3rd and 2nd, respectively, in the 3rd. And he stranded Jason Swan at 2nd in the 4th. Let's get it! The Party Animals have had traffic on the bags, but they are lacking the big hit to turn those into runs and hopefully turn those runs into points. It is 9-10-1 here in the top of the 5th. Dustin Baber, Chase Acuff, and then at the top of the order, Reese Hampton.
And we've seen in many of these critical situations, something we talked about at the start of the broadcast, a key to the game for Jared Donaldson is keeping the ball on the ground. With Thomas and Skoll on base in the 1st, it was Donnie able to get Bloomer to ground out where he had a trick play, and then with Hampton and Cornett on the base pass, he got Thomas to ground that ball to Cox, which was a great play, and then Skoll grounded out to Eric Jones Jr. So this is Donnie doing a great job of bearing down and throwing that splitter to great success.
1-2 count here on Baber. It is very hard to keep track of both comment sections in the K Club and on YouTube, but I am dying to know why Steve Kellogg in all caps had to say, "Get out of my head, Kyle."
I think it was because I told him to slap that on an Instagram story.
And he was thinking about it.
My quote, I want to have more just incredibly mind-melting quotes that I just fire off the hip and that get received well by, the people watching at home.
Next year, it will no longer be Cowboy Kyle, it will be Confucius Kyle.
That's beautiful. I just designed my glove for next year's tour, and I think that I need to make the change to that. Should probably get that added on there.
Payoff pitch coming to Baber, who leads off the 5th inning. And it is below the zone. Dustin will tap the brakes after he rounds first base. Not going to test another excellent sprint defense by the Nanners. Got it around all 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher in short order. Apes had popped out in foul territory to Leroy his first time.
Yeah, that was a home run in an elevator shaft. Bill came back to the dugout and was very adamant that he wanted no part of that ball. It's a high sky. There's no clouds up there, and that ball moved around a good bit in that wind up there.
Chris Peter for strike number 1 to Chase Acuff, our donut hitter. If he strikes out the full capacity crowd, over 4,000 of our fiercest friends on hand here in Franklin Field will all be gifted donuts. They'll have a chance to make a play on this foul ball into the berm, and it finds grass.
Probably the toughest hitter on the Party Animal side to strike out. I'm not sure who set up this.
Correct.
Donut hitter.
Mathematically, he's the 2nd toughest hitter to strike out, but Jared Donaldson does it. Only the 20th K on the tour for Chase Acuff. And it is going to earn free donuts from Duncan for everybody here in Milwaukee.
And that was an excellent pitch from Jared Donaldson. I have a feeling with that one coming in, Chase Acuff was more so expecting with 2 strikes the splitter. Instead, Donnie goes high fastball, a really tough pitch to lay off as a batter, and comes away with the punch out and donuts for the crowd.
Sorry, Donnie, I'm going to take credit for that one. That was the good old fashioned broadcast jinx, and I would like you guys to add that to my strikeout total.
He gets a K on 2018's hardest man to strike out in all of Division II baseball. Of course, Donaldson, though, was a D2 All-American in the spring of 2022, and he was 4th in the nation in strikeouts, 5th in ERA. So it's really like an immovable object crashing into an unstoppable force, or vice versa.
Whichever way you see it.
Correct.
Tomatoes, tomatoes. Do you guys think I smell bad?
No.
I just had a conniption that I don't know if I remember to put deodorant on this morning or not.
Look, we were in
smell
pretty
great.
close
Really?
company with that group hug, and everything
You feel
checked
good
out
about
for
it?
me.
It smelled very normal. In fact, even a little fresh.
I feel like I left the hotel room without putting deodorant on, but I'm not sure.
3-1 here to Hampton, cut on and missed.
Good pitch there.
Yeah, heater, top of the zone. And Reese, for the second straight at bat, has a payoff pitch coming. He earned a sprint his last time to the dish. He lined out to short his first trip. Justin Baber 5 for 6 in his stolen base attempts, but 4 of those steals, he was swiping first base. He stays put, and it's a wild pitch, end ball 4. This could be big time trouble. To Cox, Wolf, Olsen, Jones. Baber's gonna round third, and now the 6th and 7th banana touches the ball after Dustin Baber is nearly in the first base dugout.
And you saw Mike Vivacus very aware of what was going on there, was giving Baber the way from the start. And you saw Baber looking over that way, was hustling around third base to come around and score this first run. And we got a flag on the play by Vincent Chapman.
Okay, well, Vincent's mic wasn't on.
I'm not sure he has a mic on. Oh, yeah, he does.
Now he's checking the mic pack, and yeah, that's just...
Was that an excessive celebration call?
It was supposed to be. If the mic worked, it would have been.
What? I still heard him. He's a little man with a big voice.
That is. One of our smaller venues, too, here on the tour, right there with, of course, our home in Grayson Stadium and the aforementioned Jackie Robinson Ballpark, and San Jose.
This place rocks.
Well, all around 4,000.
I really enjoy this ballpark.
Couldn't agree more.
I like the intimate settings.
There's a whole lot of room for folks out on the berm from left towards the edge of center field.
I'll tell you how this place won Nico over, Kyle.
How's that?
You can just buy milk at the concession stand.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're the milkmen. That checks out. I would like to get a shirt from them that, I mean, has something to do with milk.
I probably need one, don't I?
Maybe it's just a hoodie or something that just says milk, or it's just a nice ice-cold glass of milk.
I've done an excellent job keeping myself from purchasing merchandise at every one of our 31 stops on the tour thus far.
I've been just about as bad as they come.
I know you have. And your wardrobe has benefited from it.
Definitely, yeah. But I mean, most of those shirts, I mean, I wear the same like 6 shirts every time we pack to go on the road, so it's kind of tough to mix them in.
Just don't have room for any more shirts. I've got piles of shirts on my floor. I can't even fit them in my dresser anymore as Cornette takes that one just to pinch up and out. And another 3-2 count. Dalton singled his last time, flew out to right his first trip to the dish. The payoff pitch is lifted left side, foul territory. Olsen and Leroy converging. Bill will grab it. Coxey wisely covers third base to prevent a tag attempt from Reese Hampton as Bill nearly nails Donnie on the head with his toss back to him. Donaldson didn't know the ball was heading his way.
I think he thought that was 3 outs. But we've got the call right. We know that it was 2, and now we need 1 more.
Correct. We're turning a new leaf when it comes to counting balls, strikes, outs.
I didn't mean to trigger you, Josh.
It's all semantics.
1-0 count on Tanner Thomas. He singled his first time, reached on a fielder's choice, stole second, and then was stranded there in the third. Now a 2-0 count on the Party Animals right fielder. Tanner, your teammate for 2 years in Banana Land, 2018 and 2019, when he was coming from Tallahassee Community College, but the Fleming Island Floridian flies it to Michael Deeb, who's been getting a whole lot of action in left. And once again comes through. Donaldson yells something into his glove repeatedly. I'm sure it was some positive affirmations.
Ponies and princesses is what I like to say whenever I scream into my glove.
I'm sure that's exactly what he said as well. The Party Animals push the first run across. Nanners will need 1 run to tie the inning, 2 runs to win it. And thanks to Nick Keldy, a.k.a. DJ Squints, we have cheese curds in the booth.
These smell phenomenal. These are fried, though.
Correct.
Then I thought you said they weren't fried.
I think it's kind of dealer's choice.
Okay.
This is good.
I'm so happy. This is...
that's a good cheese.
I said this when we worked the Plaza pregame. This is a top 3 guilty pleasure food for me, Kyle.
Now, are you a big cheese boy, or you like the fried?
I know it's not that good for me, but gosh darn if it is not So tasty.
Do you know if it typically comes with a sauce of any sorts, or
That's
you want to
my
let
problem.
the curd speak for itself?
That's my problem with cheese curds is I don't get enough flavor from them.
I mean,
If I'm
that,
just-
that
It's good.
potent cheese taste is, I think, all you're looking for.
Yeah, but I get a more potent cheese taste from the cheese curds gifted by Jamie and Sean Crook.
Really?
Correct.
You got a whole baggie of goodies in there.
They brought us a lot of snacks.
Oh,
So
see, now
these-
that doesn't look, that's not,
That's what I'm saying. This is fresh cheese curds.
These are actually great, Kyle.
really? Is there a difference in colors?
Yes.
Would you like to split this cheddar
I don't need a
curd
whole
with
lot,
me?
yeah.
I'm eating
This
a
looks
monster
like
curd.
a Cheeto. sorts.
Ah. See, I can eat them either way, and I want to eat them all.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
See, I just like cheese.
Give me the fried stuff.
How much cheese is too much cheese?
Any cheese. Charlie Kelly.
Too much cheese!
This one bounced foul. Jackson Olsen struck out swinging his first time. Rick Jones Jr. and Ryan Cox due to swing it behind him.
Now, I think, if I'm correct here, I think Malachi just ran for Bill the last time through the order. So we're going to need a pinch runner here if Jackson gets on base. And I don't know if Gil knows I'm up here.
It's not too bad of a journey for you back to the field.
I think I could do it.
It's not as seamless as Duncan Park and Hartford. We'll see if Jackson Olsen will force Tyler Gillam's hand here or not.
Should I steal if I'm pinch running?
Yes, please.
Do you think I should run?
Yes. So I give the fried cheese curd an 8.3. It's
Yeah.
delicious. The heat is really nice. I'm not a huge fan of just like randomly fried foods,
I'm a big fried
but it's
boy.
the cheese that I really love. But the Maple Leaf Cheese Store cheddar and Munster cheese curds, I give a 9.6 because it's just straight cheese. It's
all the way
pure
at a 9.6.
I love it. Both of them, the cheddar and the Munster.
Now, is that just a food scale or a cheese scale?
Food.
Okay. Wow.
Jackson Olsen put together a heck of a battle here as he continues to spray ball fouls.
And that's what we need more of. I feel like, you know, in the party animal search of the complete games and now being at 4 straight,
Right.
I feel like we haven't done a fantastic job of really challenging pitchers and really running up those pitch counts early.
That was a nasty changeup there from Gillespie. He just earned himself strikeout number 5 on the evening.
And it took him 8 pitches to set down Jackson Olsen there. And Kyle, you're pretty spot on tonight as 3 of Drew Gillespie's 4 completed innings in this ballgame have been exactly 12 pitches.
That's not going to cut it, you know.
It's not a lot of work.
As he takes a seat on the mound, the boys have their flashlights out. As Eric Jones is going to come to the plate.
It's like a little Ellie Goulding going on here.
Yeah, from the dugout.
DJ doing his best lip sync. And time for the chorus. There go his teammates.
They're calling them. I really thought they were going to kill the lights there. We've got the power of the LED here in Milwaukee.
Surprised
Thought
they
we were
did
going to
not.
capitalize on it.
Correct.
I love turning the lights off any chance we can, and then just snapping them right back on.
Couldn't agree more.
It's really good stuff. Like Deeps walkout in Portland, one of my favorite ones I've ever seen or witnessed or been a part of.
Curveball misses. A pinch down. 1-1 count on EJ, who grounded into a trick play by Dustin Baber at second his first time. That one just misses high. Sidearm, and the heater sneaks up on EJ there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Party Animals up a run here in the 5th. And Gillespie has back-to-back punch-outs to start the frame. His 5th and 6th on the ball game. And he's 1 out away from earning the Party Animals their first point tonight.
You've seen a little bit of an uptick for Eric Jones Jr. in the strikeout department since the start of August and into September. That's the 10th strikeout now for EJ, but let's consider he's also had 9 sprints in that span for the Bananas and batted .333 across the last homestand with a .517 OBP. So still, despite this offensive scuffle for the Bananas, it's EJ who's been, for the most part, very sturdy at the dish.
Speaking of sturdy, Josh, do you know how to get sturdy?
Dirty or sturdy?
Sturdy.
Can't say that I am aware of this.
It's a classic dance that is sweeping the nation, and the new generation of kids out there, everybody's getting sturdy.
Yeah, I'm not in touch with the kids anymore.
Neither am I. I had no idea what getting sturdy could possibly mean. Bryson Bloomer attacks this one. It's going to be an infield single for Ryan Cox. And the potential inning-tying run is aboard. There goes Malachi Mitchell. He can pinch run again tonight because the Nanners are in their second trip through the order. The automatic runner can pinch run once every time through the order. And now Dakota McFadden, who was strikeout victim number 2 for Gillespie tonight, represents the inning-winning run.
And you saw that slow roller off the bat of Ryan Cox. The high chop obviously helped him out as Malachi Mitchell will swipe second base and get his 50th stolen base on the road this season for the Bananas. And for Coxie, it was a tough play for Bryson Bloomer, who kind of stabbed at that banana ball and was unable to come up with it. And so Cox able to reach on that infield single, and now Malachi in scoring position for Dakota McFadden.
Quick 0-2 count as he sends that one foul down the right field line.
That first pitch was a strike?
That's what it says on the scoreboard here, although on our graphics we have 1-1.
I had 1-1 as well.
Well, somebody's
head,
wrong.
though.
It was locked in and tapped in on a pretty perfect exchange and throw from Joe Lytle as he blocks that one there.
Malachi had his about as good of a jump that he's had all tour on that.
And it was still bang at second. Flash the kid clearly safe, but Joe Lytle couldn't have done anything better to try and grab the Nanners pinch runner.
Josh would have got in there standing up.
No doubt. Hesitation from Gillespie. Bender is down and out. And it is a 2-2 count. Chop to the left side. Bloomer attacks it, gets the pick, over to first in time, and the Party Animals claim the first point of the evening. They win the 5th inning by a run and lead the game by 1 in the all-important points category.
And that's a pretty good job by Bryson Bloomer, being able to rebound after Ryan Cox had a slow chopper. Great pick from Bloomer, who has not played a lot of games on turf this season, comes up with the snag and is able to fire out McFadden. And once again, the Party Animals striking first in the point department. That has been very crucial to the victories we've seen lately for these Party Animals.
And Gillespie and company handing out some green and pink cupcakes to celebrate. Okay, as Matt Wolf rolls his rodeo barrel out to second base, the young professor has a water balloon derby going on in shallow left. Kyle Lewigs and Josh Talevsky, we need your ratings on both sets of cheese curds.
Maple Leaf Cheese Store, I'm going like 5.8. Just doesn't do it for me. The fried cheese curds from, I'm assuming, is the ballpark. Like a super, like not even trying, the most casual 8.2. A dipping sauce. I can't think of what dipping sauce would pair best with it, but a dipping sauce is needed, I think.
I would like some marinara sauce.
I think I'm going like a Zach sauce or something.
Maple Leaf Cheese Store, 9.6.
Wow.
Same as me. Yeah.
The fried cheese curds also a 9.6.
Wow.
I'm such a sucker for them. Again, it's a completely biased review.
Cowboy Kyle Lewigs, thank you for coming up and eating cheese curds with us. We must bid you adieu because we have a very special guest taking your headset.
Excuse me, I'll see you boys in the morning.
Yes.
On the bump. I'm looking forward to a doubleheader.
All right, best of luck on the morrow. And as we say goodbye to Cowboy Kyle Lewigs, we get to welcome in the legend himself, Today of MLB Network fame, the past, an incredible Major League Baseball player. It is Kevin Millar. How you doing, my man?
This is unbelievable. I just want to tell you that right now. The baseball is unbelievable.
So how do you find yourself here in Franklin Field in Milwaukee watching a banana ball game?
I'm going to tell you, we live in Austin, Texas. My son, who's going to be a senior in high school, we came out here to look at a school. Randomly, we're over looking at a facility. I hear all this noise over here right in the parking lot, and they said the Savannah Bananas are here. I call Eric Burns. I'm like, Burns, are you here? And he's like, dude, no, but you want to go over there? I'm like, they're sold out. Next thing you know, 5 minutes later, we're down the field throwing the first pitch out, and I bounced it. All the years I yell at people for not bouncing the first pitch, I bounced it.
It's just different when you're out there in the middle of it all.
I deserved it. I yelled at people. I said, don't ever bounce the first pitch. Let's go. And it's hard as it looks, guys, 60 feet, 6 inches.
I mean, you can use the position player as a little bit of an excuse there.
Yeah, I was a terrible pitcher all the way up, and I was a terrible horse player in basketball, but I definitely told you I can't pitch.
Well, it's going to be the meat of the order for the party animals here. Skoll, Bloomer, and Lytle due to swing it. Donaldson out for his 6th frame. And he gets Skoll swinging on the nasty splitter. That is strikeout number 3 for Donnie. Skoll 0 for 2. Now Bryson Bloomer, who has a ground out and strikeout in his ledger so far tonight, will try his luck against his 2022 Bananas teammate. So Kevin, this is almost definitely unknown to you, but we were co-workers for about over 2 years. I was a broadcast associate and then associate producer in Secaucus, New Jersey at MLB Network.
Were you really?
Yes, and I held down Intentional Talk for a few months in the off-season. A lot of fun as this one's chopped back to Donaldson. He thinks about a trick play, then decides he just wants to get the out.
So we're family.
Correct.
We're family. You know what? And by the way, let's give it up for Cox, your shortstop, because he made one of the most unbelievable plays I've ever seen a few innings ago throwing the guy at home. I looked first. He did 360, right in the money.
Yes, that is a fact. I was certain the throw was going to be going to first base. I think about 0% of me thought he was going to fire it home.
But the talent, the pitching, the fielding, I'm like, this is not a joke. This is actually great baseball.
Well, that fires us up to here. Now, Donaldson will be taken out. So we go from the 2022 Peach Belt Pitcher of the Year to Dakota Stilts All-Britain, all 10 feet and 9 inches of him, the pride of Ellaville, Georgia. Out there again, and he has been surprisingly successful on the bump in his relief appearances this tour.
Yeah, for Dakota Stilts All-Britain, this is actually the 38th appearance for him on the pitcher's mound for the Bananas. Over 20 of his appearances have been scoreless outings, 1-5.
Yeah, this is basically Randy Johnson from the right side, guys. I just want to let you know that exactly what I saw.
Just the speed is the only difference there.
Yeah, just 101 mile an hour difference, but I'm going to tell you right now, the size, the hair, the whole situation.
Joe Lytle has flown out to left twice tonight. He is the only person in Stilts' illustrious 3 years as a banana baller who has hit a home run off of him.
Oh.
Yeah, in Las Vegas ballpark. Sent one out towards the pool in right center.
Light air, maybe, guys. Elevation.
He's going to spray that one towards third. And Jackson Olsen, bare hands, no chance to get Lytle. Runs incredibly well for a catcher. Will pick up the infield single. He is 7 for 10 in his stolen base attempts. And now Jason Swan, 1 for 2 on the night with a double. Reached on a trick play, missed his last time. And will swing it with 2 down.
Where's the weight room these guys work out? Because there's some big arms out there.
That's a fact. I know Jason Swan, across his 5 years at Georgia Southern, did not miss too many lifting opportunities. Of course, the head coach of the Party Animals, Mike Vivacis, over at third base, actually a professional bodybuilder as well.
Yeah, I could tell, because I grabbed his arm, and I didn't realize how big he was, but he is in great shape on his workout program.
Base knock, lined right over Matt Wolf's barrel and into right center. Lytle on his horse. He is going to round third and score easily. Swanee's digging for 3. And there's going to be a relay from Ryan Cox, but well late. Jason Swan with his 3rd triple on the tour. And it is a run in back-to-back innings for the bad boys of Banana Land. And they're going to celebrate with a little choreographed dance. I'm surprised you didn't have more of these throughout your MLB career.
I'm going to be honest with you, this dance would have been great in Fenway Park right after the World Series. I mean, come on. And I like the outs in the stands. We need to see a play in the stands made tonight.
The record is 3 foul balls caught in a game. It's happened 5 different times.
So that's it, 3.
Correct.
We haven't had one tonight, so we're looking for the first fan catch tonight.
Your folks in Sox Nation were able to supply one of those games. Portland, Maine, we had 3 foul balls caught.
Oh, the old Hadlock Field.
That's a fact.
Yes.
It was wonderful. It was such a cool experience.
Is that the best? I mean, when you hit a home run, you had the light tower come out in center field.
Yes,
that
was amazing.
My favorite field to hit in the minor leagues, right there.
This one through the 6th hole, and Sam Claycamp is going to drive in Swanee. And it's a 2-spot for the Party Animals here in the 6th. And that's a classic broadcaster's jinx from Josh and I as we brag about Stiltz's prowess on the bump. Party Animals with an infield single. And then the rocket of a triple for Jason Swan, and ball finds a hole there for Slammin' Sammy. Now Dustin Baber is an Irish jig up to the dish. He is ahead, 1 ball and no strikes.
We need a Stiltz guy immediately in the big leagues, please. This is amazing.
This one's going to be looped out into left center. Flare base knock for Baber. Claycamp going station to station as Meadows fakes a throw behind him. Now, Kevin, you have been known to make a cameo appearance from time to time. Most recently in my memory, of course, with the St. Paul Saints, and you have that legendary home run. What's the chance that you play some banana ball at some point here?
Yeah, at some point I'm going to need to get in a bat. It is absolutely remarkable. Like I said, the play, they throw 90, 92, 93. I'm like, good Lord. And I'm telling you, defensively, there's some guys out there that look the part, and that and the fun and the smiles. It's been remarkable. So, yes, to answer your question, at some point.
I love it. That's what we like to hear. Well, former Mariners and Twins minor leaguer Eric Jones Jr. grabs that one in foul territory to staunch the bleeding. But the Party Animals, after earning the first point in the ballgame in the 5th, now have 2 more runs in the 6th. Mariners will need 2 to tie the inning, 3 to win it. And in between frames, with the bottom of the order coming up, we have a little competition we call Outdash the Flash. So I'm sure you're very familiar with the Freeze in Atlanta.
Yes.
This is kind of our take on it. Malachi Mitchell, the Bananas automatic runner, son of Dennis Mitchell, an Olympic sprinter who got bronze, silver, and gold medals in the 90s for the United States of America. He's going to try and track down this fan, and he usually doesn't really turn on the burners until right about now. And as you can tell, Malachi's going to get the job done.
6'2", 60.
And a beautiful slide on the turf.
He flies.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. If I could just have just a little bit of his, like, heel, I said I would have been okay and maybe had 8 bags.
You can't teach speed like that.
It never slumps. The only good thing about speed is it never slumps. You can hit a ground ball short and beat it out. That's why guys that can't run, they hit 300. Miguel Cabrera, bingo. That guy, he can hit 900.
Seems to get to sneak you on a playoff roster, too, if you're a guy like Terrence Gore.
Isn't that the truth? The old Royals.
Or Dave Roberts.
Oh, DR has done an unbelievable job in L.A. with the Dodgers.
It's a fact. Took home a World Series. I'm a diehard Yankees fan, and my grandfather, diehard Red Sox fan from Brookline, Mass. So 2004 wasn't a great year for our relationship.
I said you guys had to share one. You had 27 and none. I go, that's not a rivalry. You guys have whooped us, and you know what?
Well, the year before sent my grandpa Larry straight to bed with the Aaron Boone home run.
Yes, he did. He sent us to bed, too. Crying, tears. I didn't know what happened. I threw the ball back in. One pitch, Homer walked off, and we had 67,000 people. It felt like Yankee Stadium was basically moving.
Now it's going to be 8, 9, and 10 for the Bananas, who need 2 runs to tie the inning, 3 to win it. LeRoy, Hosley, and Malden due to swing the lumber. Bill reached on a 1-base sprint his first time. And lifts this one to shallow right. Mr. Tanner Thomas coming in, and will grab it for out number 1. Now Danny Hosley, who bounced it to third his first time, will swing away. Now, how do you think having sprints in Major League Baseball would have changed your 12-year MLB career? I bet you would have picked up a whole lot more ribeyes, because guys in scoring position will come home if 4 balls are fired.
Yeah, I love the sprint. I'm telling you, a lot of these rules need to be implemented in the big league side of it because it's fun, and even the walk, right? The walk, I mean, you got to have all the players touch the ball and you have a chance to go second. I do like the way they're cheating in, though, on 3 balls, playing the odds, like maybe he won't hit over my head. Let's get in there so we can touch the ball so they'll end up at second in case they do walk him. But what a remarkable idea. And the best part about this whole thing is that the kids, the families, everybody's smiling, having fun. Who doesn't love that fun? And baseball's fun, so, you know, every player in that dugout's been unbelievable.
Well, of course, this whole thing is about fun and entertainment and growing the game, but also the guys on both teams really, really care and want to win this thing. And funny enough, the Party Animals have been quoting you a lot recently because they were down 8 games with 9 games left. They have won 4 straight, and they said, don't let us get 1.
Oh,
they've gotten 4 in a row.
Getting a little Sox Nation.
Correct. And that's going to be a wild pitch. Danny Hosley is going to steal first base. He does it for the 3rd time on the tour. The throw goes into right, and he's going to have 2 bags for his troubles. How about that? Hadn't seen a steal of first base in a few games now.
Yeah, Dalton Malden, the last man to steal first base, which was the 200th stolen base of the season for the Bananas. Now Hosley able to reach, and that was good banana ball feel from Danny Hosley, as with 2 strikes on him, he saw the wild pitch get away and wisely knew to move up to first base.
Well, Matt Wolf, who has come in as a defensive substitution for Dalton Malden, is going to try and take this at bat backwards, it seems, and he's behind 0-1. Okay, now he's going to turn things around and see what he can do with the lumber. Well, now he swung the wrong direction. He's given away 2 strikes. It's a pretty crucial part of the game for the Bananas to be goofing around. See what happens on the 0-2. Well, he shakes off his suspenders. There goes Hosley for 3rd as Wolfie spoils that one. Not caught by a fan. So he's still alive.
Those looked a little big on Wolfie, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Yeah, that's a 46 around the waist. Inseam's about 19.
A lot of room for activities in there. Gillespie drops down, goes sidearm, and Wolf able to defend the zone once again. Not a firefighter as his day job these days in Oklahoma City, originally from Joy, Oklahoma. Went to 3 different colleges as he takes that bender just a pinch outside. And now a 2-2 count. Heck of a battle here between Gillespie and our resident rodeo clown.
And despite limited success at the plate for the Bananas, this is what we've seen Matt Wolf do so well, as he's averaged 4.5 pitches per plate appearance on the season, and will now run the count full as this one sails just a tad outside.
Gillespie and Lytle wanted the call. Wolf only with 1 strikeout across 13 plate appearances on the tour. That one barehanded by Drew, who tosses over to first. A juggling act by the Party Animal starting pitcher. It's out number 2 as Hosley moves to 3rd.
And that's a pretty fantastic play, and reaction time from Drew Gillespie. Almost surprised that he was able to scare that ball with his bare hand there. Thought about a trick play for a split second, but decided to just get the out, throwing it on to Swanee at first base as Hosley moved up to 3rd on the play.
Now D.R. Meadows represents the inning tying run, as that one misses a hair up and out. 1 for 2 on the night. A single and a ground out for the Banana center fielder. And make it 1-1. That one back up the middle and out of reach of Dustin Baber as DR. Oh, baby! Just barely beat the throw from Reese Hampton in center. That was a laser beam and would have ended the inning.
And that would have been the first. A line drive up the middle thrown out from center field. We saw Sean Casey years ago in Detroit getting thrown out by Pablo Osuna, who was a shortstop that day playing left field. Casey hit a line drive to 3rd, and then he thought it was caught, stopped, thrown out from left field. This was almost unbelievable play.
Oh, boy.
Field, right?
If Jason Swan had his foot on the bag, I think the Party Animals could have had a challenge opportunity there. That would have gotten them a point if DR was indeed out. Now Lytle throwing down to second. And Meadows is gunned down. The Party Animals win the inning 2-1 and take a 2-0 lead in the all-important points category.
And you saw Joe Lytle on that pitch as Biko, I think we've got a fan challenge here.
Okay.
Well, we saw Joe Lytle throwing that ball, and he was already in a position expecting DR Meadows to steal there, but we'll see if somehow this call will be overturned.
Now, Kev, they won't be able to hear you down on the field, but we would love your input here. We get to decide if the call is overturned or not.
Wow.
I agree, Zach Frangelo. I also think he was a dead duck, but we get a look here. Any day now, he will get to second base.
He's in the air.
It looks like yeah, he's
clear.
out.
He's out, boys.
Call stands.
Call
Kevin
is
Millar
confirmed.
agrees.
He's out.
How about that? It's the power of being in the Banana Ball broadcast booth to influence what happens on the field. It's really exhilarating stuff. And now you get an umpire celebration because they were right.
That is awesome. You guys were scaring me, grabbing stuff. I wasn't sure what was going on. We nailed it. I think you guys nailed it.
I feel good about it. Okay, we will pop up into the broadcast booth where we have the legendary 1-5 here still with us. And we're going to be giving away some Hokas tonight. We honor all the military members, both past and present, here in Franklin Field. And you know, when I get my favorite beverage, some milk in my hands,
yes,
I really just can't help myself. Josh, you want to just run the people through the gambit here?
So yes, you're going to want to click on the code in the YouTube link and submit our buzzword for tonight. And man, I feel like we might be tipping it off in some form or fashion, don't you think?
It is milk.
I feel strong.
Okay, see that, and that makes sense. Yes, the buzzword for tonight is milk.
Milk it is.
That's some tasty stuff.
Where'd your trash go?
We have no trash up here. That's
Yep.
why I spiked it.
There he goes. I got it. I got it for you guys.
Thanks, Kev.
We're good.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, so just by chance, you happen to be on a college visit with your son, and you end up in the Cream City, which is Banana Land for the weekend. And now you get to watch our young sport in action as Reese Hampton, the former Tigers and Diamondbacks minor leaguer, serves it down the right field line and has his tour-leading 27th double.
Yeah, that wasn't a fake swing. That was a nice swing to right field.
And what stands out about Reese Hampton this season for the Party Animals 1-5 is he is now 5 hits away from 100 on this year's World Tour. So far, this is the 65th game played for Reese. He has been on an unbelievable tear and has also just become the first man in Banana Ball World Tour history to 40 total extra base hits.
Wow.
That one, fair down the left field line, out of reach of Jackson Olsen. Hampton's going to score easily. Cornette slams the brakes halfway to second, reverses course, and is able to scamper back to first in time. So, couple pitches into the inning. The Party Animals have rudely greeted the former Kansas City Royals minor leaguer with a double and a single. They've earned points in each of the last 2 innings. Now they lead the 7th inning by a run. Cornette 2 for 4 on the ball game. And the amazing thing about Zach Phillips, a Texarkana, Texas native, is he has gotten 4 different calls from 4 different Major League Baseball teams since he joined the Bananas a couple months ago, and he has said no to all of them. He's having too much fun here.
He's having too much fun. I mean, why wouldn't you? You get sellout crowds. You're having a blast. You're playing great baseball. I'm in.
One tap to Ryan Cox under the leg behind his back to second for the fielder's choice. And the return not going to be in time to get the speedy Tanner Thomas. Well, you've seen Coxie make an insane baseball play. Now you have seen his banana ball brilliance in action.
Yeah, I'm going to call Alice Cora and the Red Sox. I'm going to see if we can make an offer to Coxie. Because I'm telling you right now, we don't see this kind of play at the big league level. This guy has been unbelievable. I love the color of his hair. Let's start there immediately, and his glove.
And that is his tour-leading 135th trick play in 144 attempts.
Yeah, he's Gold Glove. I don't know, is there higher than gold? Is it platinum?
Yeah, we'll give it platinum. This one to Dalton Malden in the skull shift in shallow right. We'll make it 2 straight fielder's choices as our lights go out again. It's the old motion lights in a broadcast booth. You got to start waving around so you can see things. Now with 2 away, Skoll on first. And Bryson Bloomer 0 for 3 on the night. Fans almost made their first catch of the evening.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for just a nice backhand play. It's one of my favorite things, watching fans catch fly balls or foul balls.
Well, this is their guy. Bryson Bloomer leads the tour with 8 foul outs to fans.
Oh, so he's...
It's heartbreaking.
Here we go. Get in on him.
The last one off his bat was from a pitch from Doug Flutie in Brockton, Massachusetts.
Oh, Flute looks good these days, right?
He looks amazing.
Good Lord.
Yeah, whatever he's doing in life, I'm going to follow that path. I guess winning 6 MVPs of the Canadian Football League is probably not going to be an option for me, but whatever he's doing with the rest of his health, that's going to be on the docket. So Bloomer strikes out, and the Nanners will need 1 run to tie the inning, 2 runs to win it. Kevin, we would literally keep you all night, but we want to let you get back with your family and enjoy this banana ball game. But thank you for being so gracious with your time.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Absolute blast. You guys are doing awesome. I mean that.
Appreciate it, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
There goes Kevin Millar, 12-year MLB vet, who's now in year 14, 15, MLB Network. They keep rolling on. Here is Jesse Cole down on the field.
Let's go.
37. Where are you going to be?
All right, this is interesting. Okay. All right, very little cleaning of the dish. A lot more dancing. All right, now Kyle, your chance here. Let's get him here we go. And now Kyle's turn. This is the most awkward, weirdest. Oh no. Oh no. This is yes. Oh no. No, no, no. Nope. Okay. All right. Obviously at this household, no dishes ever get cleaned. Fans, who did it best? Was it Melissa? Pretty good. Or was it Kyle? All right, I think I'm going right here. The winner, Melissa of Clean the Dish. Wow, a lot of booing.
Relatively new promotion there. The old Clean the Dish. And boy, was that dish cleaned. You get a look down at Franklin Field, home of the Milwaukee Milkmen, who are currently in the playoffs here in the American Association. Full capacity crowd making up our 83rd game of the tour, 113th banana ball game to be played all time, and the 282nd straight sold-out Nanners game. Drew Gillespie ventures into the 7th inning. He has 2, 3, and 4. Deeb, Oberst, and Olsen due to swing it. Gillespie, coming off of a complete game in which he pitched throughout 9 innings, is credited for 8 innings because of an error that, with a sprint following it up, led to a walk-off without any outs being recorded in the inning. And after 3 straight bad ones to Vitamin Deeb, he gets a strike on the former Chicago White Sox minor leaguer. And now it's a 3-2 count.
Kind of an interesting play by Michael Deeb to swing at that 3-1. You knew that he felt like he was going to get a strike from Gillespie, who does not walk a lot of guys. But for Deeb, I feel like you're just trying to find a way to get on base to start an inning. And with the payoff pitch coming in from Gillespie, Deeb finds a way, drawing the ball for a sprint.
He had grounded out back to Gillespie twice. One deflected off his glove, straight to Acuff at short, and turned into a bizarre 1-6-3 double play. The last one was your typical 1-3 putout. And now Malachi Mitchell will pinch run for the 3rd time tonight. He's already stolen second base once. And Dan Oberst, the best all-around offensive weapon for the Bananas. Ahead 1-0. He has struck out and grounded out tonight, as Gillespie brings Baber, Acuff, and Hampton in for a little choreographed dance. Oh, now they're gonna start, okay. Speeding up the tempo. Fella's getting into it. And the 1-0. Cut and missed, and the throw back to first. Not in time to get the speedy Malachi Mitchell.
And usually you see the Bananas bring in Malachi Mitchell to pinch run when he can be the inning-winning run, but with the Bananas already down 2 points in this ballgame, they are definitely trying at least for a tie of this inning, and they like what they've got, having the leadoff man on, and Dan Oberst, their leader in batting average, up at the plate.
A reminder, our buzzword tonight, to earn yourself a free pair of Hokas, or a chance to get them at least, is milk. M-I-L-K, milk. That one just misses the outside corner. That's been, no. It was a very subdued strikeout call for Vincent Chapman. That was a pitch that Gillespie has not been getting called for strikes a whole lot tonight, to he and Joe Lytle's dismay. But that is a huge first out here. Strikeout number 7 for the kid out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now he sets his sights. The man out of New Milford, Connecticut, Jackson Olsen, taps it to second. Flip by Baber for 1. Acup to first. It's a wild throw. And the grade 8 is going to scoot on up to second base on the error from Acup. So Flash the Kid taken off the bases. But Jackson on the fielder's choice is the tying run, and in scoring position. He'll be pinch run for by Vinny DeRubius, his fellow Connecticut man.
And that feels like a little bit of a consolation for the Bananas. Despite losing Malachi Mitchell on the base pass, they instantly get another runner into scoring position thanks to that error from Chase Acup.
Cutter yanked outside to Eric Jones Jr., who is grounded out and struck out tonight. Lifts that one high to right. Mr. Tinder Thomas has a long time to wait, but wait he does. And catch the ball he shall. Drew Gillespie, incredible through 7 innings. He still has not allowed a run, and he has now earned his team a 3rd straight point. Party Animals up by 3 with 2 innings left to go. Let's get it back down to Jesse Cole. It is time for an age-old tradition, the father-son catch.
Into the field. Whoever catches both sons is the winner. We go on down with Lance, Chance, and Lincoln. And we go on with Ben and Leo. All right, kids, you're gonna go as fast as you can. And whoever catches the dad first is the winner. On your mark, get set, go. And there they go. They're gonna go full speed, full speed. They're just running around the bases. All right, go dads. And here go the dads. Who's gonna get them first? They're running all the way to the down line. Looks like Lincoln and Chance are out. We got one. And the fastest contest ever we've seen. And look, he's still running away from his dad. This could go on for a while. First, second, oh, and he got him. And there you have it, father-son catch.
Always a blast to let a couple kids loose on the field and see if their dads can ascertain them. We go to the 8th inning. It was scoreless through 4, but the Party Animals have won the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And now Zach Phillips out for his 2nd inning of relief. 27th round draft pick by the Kansas City Royals back in 2019. Made it up to AA in Springdale, Arkansas with the Naturals. That's where he had pitched last before coming to Banana Land this summer.
I got nothing there.
Sets his sights on the Oklahoma City kid. Lytle, born and raised, and then spent all 4 years of his college career playing for his dad, Keith, at OKC University. Ahead 2 balls and no strikes. He has to look out for 4-seam, 2-seam cut fastballs, a curveball and changeup. An identical arsenal for Phillips to Gillespie, except of course from the other side. As Dalton Malden back in the game at second base and picks up a trick play there.
And no surprise that Malden is ripping the trick play after coming back out, as he's converted each of his last 23 trick plays successfully for the Bananas. And that's why you continue to see him get those starts there. Really solid defensively, and something you love as a pitcher.
Brings him up to 42 for 44 on the season as a whole. Joe Lytle is on the wrong end of that one, as Bill Leroy, his counterpart behind the dish, getting goofy here with Jason Swan up. Phillips drops down, just like Gillespie has been known to do, and has done a handful of times tonight. It is eerie, the similarities between the two pitchers. The only difference being the arm they throw the ball with. Swanee having a great night. RBI triple his last time, a single his first trip to the dish. Backdoor bender just misses the corner, and the count runs full.
And it's made 3 of Jason Swan's last 5 games that have been a multi-hit contest for him. He just continues to play off of what was his best month on tour in August, where he batted .345 with a .457 on base percentage.
He sends this one out to right. The Jacksonville native will be retired by the man out of Vienna, Virginia. And with 2 outs and nobody aboard, Sam Claycamp, an RBI single his last time. Line out to right and a ground out to second his first 2 plate appearances. Behind 0-1. The Bananas not only all outside of their dugout, but all on the edge of the warning track, with Reginald Horton dancing jubilantly. That one on the inside corner. Sam Claycamp has a problem with the strike call for Vincent Chapman, and we'll discuss it. But Phillips gets a 1-2-3 inning. Much needed for the Nanners, who now just need 1 run to notch their first point of the night.
And that's why you saw the Bananas throw out Zach Phillips for 1 more inning, despite allowing the run in the point in the 7th. He's a guy who works incredibly quickly and is able to set down the party animals in just 2 minutes and 20 seconds here in the 8th.
That's what Phillips does, man. The 6-foot southpaw is so good when it comes to MPI. And we kill the lights here in Franklin Field. Brew City turning yellow. Over 4,000 Bananiacs and party animals faithful all on hand here. The 31st of 33 stops on this tour. Only Syracuse and Cooperstown next Thursday and Saturday are still left on the schedule. Great city on a great lake. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The 38th to ever have live banana ball. And I'm sure the man in the yellow tux, Jesse Cole, owner of this club, feels awful tickled about having this opportunity to take banana ball to the motorcycle mecca. Jesse, how do you feel about it, man?
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go, Bananas!
Yeah, it sounds like he's pretty happy to be in the 414. We're lucky enough to get a tour of American Family Field yesterday, formerly Miller Park. Of course, Milwaukee, the home of the Miller Brewing Company. And that is one awful cool stadium they built at the turn of the century there.
Just a fantastic ballpark. Cool seeing the history, you know, Miller Park, or Great American Family Field. Goodness gracious. American Family Field. Park has been around since 2001, hosted an all-star game in 2002. What always sticks out is that Torrey Hunter catch robbing Barry Bonds in the first inning, but just really cool to see some of the press boxes that we got to see where Bob Uecker has called so many Brewers games, and just some of the real cool quirks of that ballpark, and just really great structural integrity with the windows and the way that the roof can open and close there as well.
Takes 10 minutes and costs about 20 bucks. That's pretty efficient. Speaking of efficient, Drew Gillespie out for his 8th inning. Not as efficient as he was his last outing when he threw a complete game in 97 pitches. He is well north of 100 here. But he makes quick work of Ryan Cox with the fly out to left. Nanners shortstop now 1 for 3.
But this is Mike Vivacis again trusting his guys when they're getting outs. He's not going to take them out of the ball game. Through our last batter, Ryan Cox, Drew Gillespie with 114 pitches out there on the mound tonight. And it's 115 that'll be sprayed up the middle for McFadden, and he's on with the base knock.
D-Mac represents the inning-winning run. He cannot be pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell because Flash the Kid pinch ran for Michael Deeb an inning ago, and we are still in that very trip through the order. So D-Mac runs the bases. He's a good base runner though, 11 for 11 in stolen base attempts. It's more steals than anyone else on the tour without being thrown out, although 6 of them have been steals of first base. He's tied for the tour lead there with Dan Oberst. Bill Leroy does not bite on the curveball down and out. Nanners catcher got a sprint his first time, flew out to right his last plate appearance. Bill looking for his 15th walk-off on the season as he's got a 1-1 count now. Roy spent all 5 years of his college career at the University of North Georgia, 4.5 of them with his longtime battery mate and now roommate for the 7th straight year, Cowboy Kyle Lewis. Nanners fans hoping that Grogu, Baby Yoda, can inspire an 8th inning rally here. As Gillespie gets another strike, 2-2 now. And that one misses the outside corner. And it'll be a payoff pitch coming. Noah Bridges is going to be inserted to pinch run for Dakota McFadden here.
And it does feel with Noah Bridges coming into this game so quickly that with the payoff pitch, you'll likely see him off and running as he'll actually stay put and Gillespie will miss outside. Bridges will be rounding and moving up to third base. It's Bill deciding to stay at first, and the Bananas have a chance to walk off this inning now with runners on the corners and just one away for the tour leader in walk-offs coming up to the plate in Danny Hosley.
Second sprint of the night. 23rd on the tour compared to just 19 strikeouts for Bill Leroy. And the Party Animals going to keep the infield back, trying to turn 2 on the speedy Danny Hosley, who's grounded out and reached on a steal of first base as last time. He has scored the lone run of the evening for the Nanners. It was unearned. That one tapped foul and a quick 0-2 count.
And this is a pretty interesting decision by the Bananas. Of course, we are in the 8th inning, and the Bananas' decision to bat Hosley here in the 8th likely means that we will not see him out in the mound in the top of the 9th. It'll likely be the likes of Matt Malatesta or DJ the Invader if I had to wager a guess. As it's Hosley lining this one up the middle, and he does exactly what he has done so well all season and gets the Bananas their first walk-off of the night.
It's his tour-leading 28th inning ender, and that is why you let him take the at-bat. The Bananas celebrating with a delightful choreographed dance. Here comes the young professor.
It's that guy right there. What guy? Those guys over there with the cameras.
And with the Bananas walk off in the 8th inning, it is time to cast our gaze upon the scoreboard as we head into the top of the 9th. The score is 3 points for the Party Animals to 1 point for the Savannah Bananas. But as I just said, ladies and gentlemen, in the game of banana ball, for the final inning, every run counts for a point. So while the Party Animals currently have the advantage, this is the time for the Savannah Bananas to hold them to 3 and put some runs on the board. Ladies and gentlemen of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, make some noise and welcome to the final inning.
We enter the 9th inning.
Let's get it!
With the Bananas trailing by 2 points. They are 1 win away from taking the season series against the Party Animals, who have won 4 straight on the backs of 4 straight complete games.
Backup catcher, I see you.
Now Drew Gillespie is north of 120 pitches. And Mike Vivacis and Sam Claycamp will have a fascinating decision in a half inning. But for Tyler Gillum and Adam Byron, it was an easy one. Even though he was the man at the dish who walked off the 8th, we're going to go to the best pitcher on the tour for the top of the 9th.
I am awfully surprised, and I can admit when I'm wrong about something, but the Bananas continue to trust in Danny Hosley out there on the mound. He's a guy who, it doesn't take him too long to warm up, but a lot of the times we have seen the Bananas pinch hit for Hosley in those situations, but when you really need a point, and not only that, but a win and one that could get you the tour, you're going to bat Hosley and then insert him into the game to pitch. And for Hosley, the ERA plus at 250, meaning he is 2.5 times better than the tour average pitcher. And this is appearance number 50 as well for Danny Hosley, who has earned 46 total points for the Bananas this season, leading the team.
Drew Gillespie, the Party Animals starter, has an ERA plus of 270. The only man north of Hosley in that department. Of course, Drew has that sparkling ERA plus with 22 and 2/3 innings in the books. Danny Hosley has thrown 57 1/3. He has 9, 10, and 1. Baber, Acuff, and Hampton here in the top of the 9th.
And what's also worth noting was in appearance number 49 for Danny Hosley his last time out, threw only 5 pitches and registered a 1 minute and 15-second inning for the Bananas, which was 5th best all-time in Banana Ball Tour history. And here only takes 3 pitches to set down the Party Animals second baseman.
He gives Dustin Baber a steady diet of changeups. That's the Vulcan change. That is Hosley's best pitch. He also throws 12-6 curves and fastballs. You can see Baber barking at him, hoping for a fastball, and Hosley just shaking his head. He's going to get his outs however he gets him as he starts Acuff off with the heater. Another fastball, another foul ball, and it's 0-2. Hosley with 84 Ks now in just under 58 innings pitched. Acuff, who has struck out once tonight as the donut hitter. Duncan was able to give the full capacity crowd donuts for that incredible honor. Has also popped out twice, once in fair territory, once foul. He gets some wood on this one. DR Meadows in center, back flipping, makes the catch for out number 2 in the top of the 9th. That is an unbelievably gutsy play from DR Meadows, ripping that trick play in the top of the 9th. And let's note there's nobody on base in this situation, but with every run counting for a point, you do not want to allow base runners on via the trick play miss. That is the doctor trusting in his defensive abilities out there in center and coming up with an absolutely massive play for the Nanners. You especially want to keep the bases clean when the best hitter on the tour is on deck, now at the dish. A 1-1 count on Reese Hampton. Turns around to hit from the left side. He is 1 for 2 on the night. A double, a run scored, 2 sprints, and an RBI. The only time he has been retired is because he had a screaming line drive straight to Ryan Cox, the only man on the left side of the infield. But Danny Hosley dials up some gas, gets his 2nd K of the inning. Here's the young professor.
Danny do-it-all Hosley manages to hold the Party Animals to 3 points. And now, ladies and gentlemen, is the time for your Savannah Bananas to step inside the batter's box and rally back to win it here in Milwaukee. Get ready, everybody, because this is it!
The The great people here in the city of festivals, hoping to see a Nanners rally. The fellas fired up in the dugout, invigorated by the 2Ks and the back-flipping trick play from DR Meadows. His 39th and 43 tries on the tour. Of course, pacing all outfielders. But the Bananas are going to have to mount their rally against Dylan Porter. Started the year as a reliever, then was the primary number 2 starter for the Animals behind Garrett Delano for a good chunk of the season. And now with the incredible success of Drew Gillespie, Brett Helton, and Sean Fluke in the rotation, Porter, who can throw about 90 to 92 when he's a starting pitcher, but can dial it up to 94, 95 out of the pen, has become a heck of an ace in the hole, and he is the first party animal to pitch out of the bullpen since 2 weeks ago in Des Moines, Iowa.
And he's pitched very well out of the bullpen for the Party Animals in this span on the season. It's the Bananas who are batting .298 against Dylan Porter. And believe it or not, this is not his first save opportunity on the season. He had one all the way in Banana Fest, the first home game of the season, and was actually unable to convert that save opportunity. We'll see if Porter can now wind up 1 for 2 and keep the Party Animal season alive at the same time.
What a heck of a time to make your Banana Ball debut for Bronson Balholm here. And the pride of Los Angeles, California. Started his collegiate career at Beloit College, finished up at Arizona State. Team he was a lifelong fan of growing up, and he shoots that one foul. Laser beam off the bat, and he's behind 0-1. Finished up his Sun Devil career this past spring, makes it 3 former Arizona State men on the Bananas as he joins Connor Higgins and Ryan Kellogg, at least for the night. Two-one count. And the man, born in Arizona, moved to California when he was in 6th grade. High school teammate of Hunter Green at Notre Dame High School. With a 2-2 coming to him from the Oakland, California kid. And Dylan Porter dials up some stinky cheese and blows it right by Bronson Balholm.
And again, it's a tough situation to be inserted as you're making your Banana Ball debut. All you're trying to do is impress your teammates and try and make a name for yourself. Unfortunately for Balholm, coming up empty here to start the night, or to start the ninth against Dylan Porter.
To the top of the order we go. DR Meadows, single in the first, and a single in the 6th. That one drove in the first run of the night for the Bananas. One chopped to third. Fair! What a play by Bryson Bloomer. Right behind the third base bag. Tosses a seed across the diamond for out number 2.
That's good heads-up play by Bryson Bloomer, who did not allow himself to just give up on that ball and let it trickle foul, is able to play it before it can roll foul and make a nice throw over to Jason Swan to retire DR Meadows. And now it is up to Michael Deeb to try and extend or tie this game here for the Bananas.
Dylan Porter gets strike one with the fastball. He could also attack Deeb with a curveball, slider, or changeup. Michael 0 for 2, a couple ground outs, a sprint his last plate appearance. And the heater misses down, 1-1 now. The Bananas down to their final strike. Porter giving Deeb a steady diet of fastballs. The 1-2 goes with the changeup down and out. Deeb, good job laying off. So what Porter goes to on the 2-2 pitch. Heater lifted out to left. Jake Skoll is there to make it 5 straight wins for the Party Animals as they take night 1 here in Milwaukee. Dylan Porter nails down his first save of the tour. And the Animals have pulled to within 3 games as they are now 30-33-2 with 4 games left on the docket, 2 of them tomorrow. And a church clap to celebrate the night 1 victory here in Franklin Field. And we'll try to make it 6 straight wins as we have a 1 p.m. Central Time start tomorrow in the first of our 2 games. The pregame show will kick off at 12:30 p.m. Of course, that's Central Time, and we will have a lot to discuss and dive in when it comes to this ballgame.
And once again, you just saw magnificent work tonight for Drew Gillespie across 7 1/3 credited innings. Only allowed the Bananas to get 5 hits after in his last start only allowed them 4 hits. Now, did allow 2 sprints, but overall just continued to keep these Bananas batters out of a rhythm, which really, again, helped the Party Animals as the bats got going in the middle innings and helped propel them to this victory.
Welcome back up into the broadcast booth. I am Biko Scala alongside my good pal Josh Talevsky. The Party Animals win this one 3-1. It was a pitcher's duel between Gillespie and Donnie through 4 frames. Neither of them had given up a run, but Donaldson was bending. He had stranded 5 Party Animals in scoring position. They finally got to him in the 5th, and then he looks great again in the 6th. Gets 2 very quick outs. The Bananas try and bring in Stilts to grab 1 more, and the Party Animals rally for 3 straight hits, grabbing 2 runs. They win the 7th as well as they push a run across Zach Phillips, and those 3 points end up standing out as Danny Hosley delivers the Nanners 1 point with the walk-off in the 8th. He holds the door with 2 Ks and a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 9th, but they were not able to amount anything on Dylan Porter, who was huffing some serious cheddar there, who knocks down the 1-2-3 save.
And that's what you expect to see from Dylan Porter when he's coming on in a very limited time on the mound, only needing to pitch 1 inning. He's going to give it his all out there on the mound. And yeah, it was a tough night for the Bananas bullpen. Dakota Stilts, Britton, and Zach Phillips have been so good on the mound this season. Kind of off nights for the both of them, but this Bananas offense just continues to not be able to get things going against the Party Animals. And I think you just have to give credit to Mike Vivacis, who we had on the broadcast tonight. For so long, especially in the middle of the season, we saw the Bananas continue to know they were going up against the same guys, the Dylan Porters, the Brett Heltons. And now, across these last couple of games, it feels like the Bananas don't know which Party Animal starter they're going to face. They don't know whether it will be Porter, Sean Fluke, Brett Helton, Drew Gillespie, even Garrett Delano. And I think just those decisions from the Party Animals have really helped the Party Animals keep the Bananas from getting into any kind of a rhythm as a team before they step into the batter's box.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you see Drew Gillespie, he is credited with 7 innings and a third tonight, only gives up 1 earned run. That means over his last carried the 15 and a third innings that he has thrown, he's allowed that very 1 earned run. And that was when he was north of 120 pitches and Danny Hosley nabbed him with the liner up the middle. So, and then you bring in Dylan Porter, which is such a clash of styles between Gillespie, who is about 88 to 91 with his fastball. Funky, giving you some sidearm, will come over the top once in a while, but really survives with finesse and control. And then you bring in Porter, who is your classic, just over the top. He is going to pump you 94, 95, and he was able to blow some heaters by the Bananas or induce weak contact, and all of a sudden, these Animals have won 5 straight games, and they are over the hump. They are more than halfway to achieving what seemed impossible. They have won 5 straight games. They need to win 4 more to win the tour.
And again, The Bananas do not know when the party animals are throwing out pitchers on the mound, so they don't know whether they're seeing Dylan Porter in the first inning or in the last inning, and vice versa. They saw Drew Gillespie so much out of the bullpen to start his banana ball career. Now they're seeing him in the starting rotation, and in a sense, it's a completely different version of Drew out there on the mound, and one that has stifled the Bananas bats overall.
So as I mentioned just a couple minutes ago, we will be live at 12:30 p.m. for the pregame show tomorrow. That is Central Time. First pitch will be 1 p.m., and then Game 2 will be a 7 p.m. first pitch time. That is a TBD on when the pregame show will happen on the second game, but that is something we will address during that first broadcast. It's the first and only doubleheader of the tour. It's a grand experiment inside the grandest experiment of them all, which is 87 banana ball games across 33 cities and 21 states. This was City 31. We have now made it into state number 21 as we'll be venturing back into New York for our final 2 cities next weekend. Boy, oh boy, it is going to be a wild one tomorrow. The Nanners have 2 chances to win 1 game and secure the season series victory over the Party Animals, or else things get insanely interesting going into Syracuse next weekend.
And tomorrow may be a situation that really aids the Bananas more than any other opportunity that they'll have on the rest of this tour. They say it a lot in baseball. I think it holds exactly the same truth in banana ball. It is very hard to beat the same team twice in a day. So it really does feel like one of those situations where if the Bananas get good pitching out of Kyle Lewis and possibly Ryan Kellogg, or if they go to a bullpen game, they will find a way to finally get the bats going and come away with the tour-winning victory.
We will see tomorrow. It's going to be a 1 p.m. Central Time first pitch for the first of those 2 games. Okay, before we shout out the cast and crew that made this incredible show possible, we have a pair of Hokas to give away. Josh Chalevsky, drum roll, my dear friend. Oof. Really good. Whoa, really good. Antonio Costa, congratulations on winning yourself a free pair of Hokas. And thank you so much to everybody who entered the contest and watched our ball game tonight. Okay, the folks that made this thing possible, it all happens in historic Grayson Stadium. That is where, no. Chad Reese, it feels like a WWE moment. I felt like I was about to get the belt, and all of a sudden, we have a contender here. Chad.
I'm sorry to interrupt, guys. I really am. I just need to address something.
Yes.
The chat's roasting me right now.
Yep, I was going to say something.
I know.
Chad, I called you on the phone the other morning. I told you, where is Milwaukee located? And what did you say to me on the phone?
I said Minnesota, Josh.
And I said, no, Chad, it's in Wisconsin.
It is in Wisconsin. We are in Wisconsin right now.
Yes.
And we are going to be in Wisconsin tomorrow. But something in my brain just didn't click that. I think it's the movie Fargo. I love that movie. That's all I can think about. And so Minnesota was on the mind. And to everybody in Milwaukee, I'm so sorry. I couldn't, on good faith, I couldn't just let you guys in that without addressing this.
And I feel like it's worth noting to our audience that this is the perfect sign of a good and honest producer.
Thank you, Josh.
And somebody who cares about the integrity of our show.
Exactly.
Gosh
Thank
darn
you.
it, Chad Reese. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. All right, Biko, send us out of here.
The chat is going crazy. Really good. Chad just muted Josh for a second and then plopped the old broadcast headset right down on the ground while it was not muted. So, okay, excellent work, Chad Reese. That was, just nailed the exit, just like he nailed the entrance as well. I can't believe we didn't change it between then and now. It's still Milwaukee, Minnesota. There he is. Just, this is tough. This is tough. What a great way to end the night. I'm sure he'll be just stupendous during the doubleheader tomorrow. Okay, well, obviously, you know the straw that stirs the drink of BTV. Chad Reese, our coordinating producer, is the best in the biz, and geography is nothing he studied in college, so you cannot hold that against him. When it comes to the people in Savannah, Georgia, the hostess city of the South, an hour in the future, it's Griffin Ellis, of course, as per usual, our technical director, pressing all the right buttons, and Chris Haynes, our associate producer and director, calling all the right shots. An incredible tandem to lead the crew in the control room there, and Michael Basista on the scorebug, absolutely handling business there. On the audio, it is Kwanzi, one name, you know him, you love him, he's on the ones and the twos. On the replay, it was Jackson Hamilton giving us some great second, third, and fourth look books when it was necessary. On the graphics, Julia Massey. On the statistics that were being updated on those very graphics, it was Mikey O'Connor. So Julia and Mikey, boy, oh boy, a two-headed monster that I'd put up against any graphics team in the universe. When it comes to the folks here in Franklin Field, on our first base camera, our Italian rapscallion, Chris Sacchi. How you doing? Are you kidding me? Come on now, get yourself a little gabagool over there on the first base line. On the third base camera, it was Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of BTV, a legend of the game. On high first, Todd Andreessen. On high home, it was Clayton Franklin, and on the wireless, Henry Campbell. Those three guys absolutely dominated their positions, as did Bella Soto on the fan cam, flying all over Franklin Field tonight. In the chat on YouTube, it was Colbyte_ and Scott Thompson. They are as good as they come when it comes to moderating chats. Literally, I would not rather have any other two rascals there. Our YouTube king, Zach Bro, does so much behind the scenes, it would blow your brains. And our Zappos / Cake Club queen, Melissa Beal, a.k.a. Melly B, also known as Millicent Bean Supreme, saucing out those hokas and being the best leader of the Cake Club we could ever imagine. Thank you so much to Kevin Millar and Kyle Lewis for joining us in the booth, as well as Mike Vivacis for slapping a mic on him down on the field. Josh Talevsky, the color commentary and the statistical savantry was superb.
Biko Scala, you are the milkiest of men that I know, not just in Wisconsin, but in the US of A. Great work on the play-by-play, my friend.
That really warms the heart to hear. Thank you to everybody who watched. Of course, I am Biko Scala, bidding you adieu for now. 2 games for the price of 1 tomorrow.
2 games!
2 games for the price of 1. 2 games for the price of 1 on the morrow. It's the only doubleheader you're going to get here in 2023. It's going to be absolutely banana pants. We will see you at 12:30 p.m. Central Time for the pregame, 1 p.m. for the first pitch. Party Animals have won 5 straight. Nanners still just 1 victory away from winning the tour. We'll see if it happens on the morrow. And of course, we'll see you later!